Everybody got their helmets ready? You're going to need them today. Chances are you're going to need the helmets today. Hey, Georgia, if you thought I looked puffy yesterday, look at me today. Anyways, get your helmets out, everybody. It's about to get bumpy. We're about to go on a ride. A shit show ride. You need your helmets today. Everybody get your helmets ready. It's time to play. Oh shit, let me go fix this right quick. While I do this, let me go fix this. Hey y'all. Sorry, I was tagging the bitches in my live stream today. Buckle up, bring your helmets in. Let's go. All right. First and foremost, I'm going to open up today with a little rant, a little feisty Becky to start off the morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you guys all have had your coffee, whatever your choice of drink is. If you're some of you guys, it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. You might have a cocktail already at this point in time. I also encourage you to please check out the news broadcasters or your favorite YouTuber who actually keeps it factual and sticks to the point. All right, people. I said it flat out. If you missed it, get your helmets out. You're going to need them today because we're about to go on a bumpy ride, and I need to make some things very clear. So we're going to be talking about allegedly with Brittany J once again today. She just seems to be very problematic, but I'm noticing there's kind of something there. But not only allegedly with Brittany J, we're also going to be discussing crime sleuthing, who, as you guys know, if you've been around for a while, I can't stand, never have. So that's that. And we're also going to be talking about a gentleman by the name of CJ. And the only reason why he's in this is because he's on panel discussing things, and I have some problems with some things he said. So we're going to talk about it. Hello, Denise. Hey, Mark. Hey, Terry, Brittany, Revival, Janice, Voices, Terry Dean, Malicious, Intent, File 2020, Britt, again, Marcy, Aaron, Heather Brett, Shay B, Burden of Proof, Amber. All right, here we go. Okay, first and foremost, I need to address something because I see what's happening already. Crime sleuthing, you are blocked here and you will remain blocked here because I have no time for the bullshit and your spin of bullshit. I don't need you on my panel to like sub grab or do a little fucking tour that you're trying to do around the YouTube streets, trying to pick and point and nah, that's not how I work. Anybody that knows how I work, that's never how I work. You're not welcome here. You can sit and listen to what I'm going to say about you, of course, but I don't need a rebuttal because it is what it is. However, I do see what you're attempting to do. So before we even get started on this, let me be very clear. There are people that are involved in some side drama right now. Obviously, it's been going on for like fucking 8 months now, okay? If you haven't noticed, I don't know what rock you're living under. There are some people within the Krama community that don't like each other. That's typical Krama, okay? That is how the Krama universe seems to work. I am not a part of that. I kind of dabble a little bit over here in the Krama land. I got some creators that I like, that I follow when they're doing actual content on cases. I don't really give a fuck about the drama. Sorry, I'm going to say it flat out. I don't care. I am not doing this because I am a fan of Granny. I'm not doing this to pick at Brittany J because I've been accused of that. I'm not doing this to side with Deets. I watch Deets when Deets is doing content on cases. I watch Granny every now and then. I watch Queen Bee. But because there is some back and forth between Deets, Granny's watching, Queen Bee, Brittany J, there's been content done. Crime Sleuth thinks she's going to weasel her way up on panels that shouldn't, in my opinion, even give her the time of day. But hey, that's their panel. That's whatever they want to do with it. Totally cool. But you can see the intent. She is continuing to try and, when she's on Queen Bee's panel just right now, she's pointing fingers over at, well, Deets this, Deets that. Fucking sit down and shut up. We're talking about your behavior, bitch. Your behavior. Your behavior. If you don't like being called out for your behavior, stop doing it. You're trying to use the drama between Queen Bee and Deets to continue to push this narrative and try to slime your little weaselly ass out of it. No, bitch, this is your behavior. This is your behavior. I can agree with some of these creators and like some of their content. I don't necessarily get down with everything that goes on, but Deets is damn factual when it comes to covering cases. Absolutely. And you don't like it because you're getting called out on your bullshit. So you go on Queen's panel and you drop her name how many times? Because you want to continue to draw a wedge there. Guess what? All the girls are back. All the girls are back in focus. Queen Bee's back on focus, calling out misinformation. Deets is back on focus, calling out misinformation. And that's the way it fucking should be. Because all of us stand against exploitation of families that you continue to involve yourself in, crime sleuthing. And allegedly with Brittany J. I don't give a shit about who you don't get along with. Not my time to care. I don't give a shit. I don't care where you guys go. I don't care who you sub to. That's not me. I don't give a shit. We're here to discuss your behavior. Stop trying to spin shit and continue a bullshit thing because the focus is on. It's about the families that are being exploited and you continue to be involved in it. You've put yourself there. They didn't put you're there. Not at all. But you're continuing to like try to do this little Weasley thing. Well, look over here, not over here. We see you. We see you for what you are. Nobody's not seeing it. And if they're not, well, it's because they want to see the drama. That happens too. And we're not doing that because there's bigger things out here. Because this bitch here, this one, has been continuing to do the same shit. I will always be on the side of victims. And I don't just say that. I walk that walk. I don't just talk that talk. I walk that walk. I don't get involved in that shit. And I can like people for different reasons and sit here and comment and go there and comment. I've been getting side-eyed because I'm going into people's comment sections that are discussing this. I don't give a fuck. Don't care. This is about the misinformation and the harm that it continues to do to families. And that's where I will continue to stand. And if you have a problem with that, that's too bad. Anyways, back to the show. Let's get going here and talk about why we're here. We're going to go over to allegedly with Brittany J because she just can't keep pumping out. She is just like the gift that keeps on giving to the misinformation cronies. I don't know how I avoided all these people for so long, but Lord help us. I probably should have for a lot longer than I did. Okay, so this is from last night. There's so much that could be said about this, but I'm going to fast forward to one specific spot. Crime sleuthing comes up on panel. You guys will see it in just a second. Hold on 1 second here. I just don't got time for this bullshit. I just don't got time for it. I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm so over the shit. I tell you what, I'm seeing all this crap popping off and I'm like, there's so much bigger shit out here to talk about than. So she goes up on Brittany J's to play this recorded phone call that she had with Todd Terrell of the United Cajun Navy. Now, again, tell me why you're calling the United Cajun Navy unless you're trying to interject yourself in a fucking case again. Oh, wait, that's exactly what you do. That's historically what you've always done. That's what you did to BHB. That was my first introduction of you, is you were all friendly with her buddy. You thought you were going to, go join the fupas on the ground dragging session. Sorry, guys, I'm getting to my spot that I want. And lo and behold, that didn't really work out very well for you. And what happened? You turned around and released recorded phone calls that you had with Betty to people that you knew couldn't stand Betty, and they didn't care that they were edited. They put it out there. They were like, oh yeah, hell, we hate her anyway, so we'll just run with whatever you give us. And sure as shit, your mission was accomplished. So let's get into this. Most of you already know about this phone call that she's going to play here. She played it on her channel. She's been given a bunch of excuses of why she does this or why she did this. She's claimed that, you know, she was going to bring him on for an interview. She didn't know what side. And here's the other thing. I can't handle a weak spine bitch. I just cannot. I'm sorry. I can't. Stand in the fucking shit that you stand in. Stand there. Stand 10 toes down in that shit. Stop being a Weasley, wishy-washy back and forth. At first, you're going to simp for United Cajun Navy. That's how you were going to go on and bring them on for an interview and, you know, talk about JLR. And you made some comments about JLR. And then as soon as they declined because they saw what you were doing with your chat and you couldn't have the audacity or the intelligence to shut your fucking chat off so you could get an interview and not let this guy be ganged up on, then you decided to flip the script and release recorded phone calls. Yeah, it's all sketch. It is what it is. It's just, hey, everybody. Holy shit, there's a lot of new names in here. Hold on, let me go back up right quick and say hello to everybody really fast. I'll do it really, really fast because I'm trying not to hold you guys up. Hey, Wolfie. Yeah, she is an absolute. Lindsay Lee. Twist. Y'all, SWTC Bop is here. I think I said hi to Heather already. Forgetting to whisper. Catherine. Yeah, man, I didn't know anything about this chick. And hi, Shabane, Miss Leah, Thor. Make sure I got LFT. Lots of new names around here. Debbie Doodles. Thank you guys for all coming in and hanging out. Oh, absolutely. She did voices. I was listening. KNS, hello. I was like, what the hell? This is some straight shit. Hey, Crazy Grandma. Y'all, this is where just for you 247 Dragonfly. Make sure I get to the bottom. I got there. Okay. We're going to jump into this. I am jumping to the spot in this live stream when CJ comes on panel because this is where it gets really interesting. So most of you have already heard the phone call that she releases. Again, I don't think that she had permission or the intent of ever releasing this call because she was okay. So this is, in my opinion, how she maneuvers. She involved herself, inserted herself, started calling the United Cajun Navy because, you know, who she is. She just has to get in the middle of everything. And she thinks she's going to be the one to break the stories and figure it all out when in reality, that's just never going to happen. But she involves herself, starts getting on the phone, calling the United Cajun Navy. She's going to take a stance against JLR and stick up for the United Cajun Navy, which was what she was doing. So she pads her pocket, though. So she's having phone calls with this gentleman from the United Cajun Navy. According to what she says, I don't have any way of vetting that this is actually him either, if I'm being truthful. We'll just take it on surface value, though. So let's say it is. So she involves herself, records a phone call because she doesn't know how this is going to eventually turn out. She puts those recorded phone calls in her back pocket, just like she did to Betty, just like we've seen her do to everybody else. Because as soon as she gets some little inkling that it's not going to go her way in her favor, then she pulls out these recorded things. I don't think she had consent. I don't think it was ever the intent to release these calls. I think she did it maliciously because she didn't get the reaction she wanted. She also has been a big advocate for JLR and people in that arena, which is like Trev Time, allegedly with Brittany J, JLR, Smiley's World, Justin of Justice for All. The worst of the worst, the scum of the scum, the bottom feeders of the bottom feeders, the shit at the bottom of the pond, the shit that when you step in it at the bottom of the pond that you just scream and it like sucks you in because they're so despicable and that slime gets up your leg. That's the feeling. Anyways, I can't stand this one. This is going to be hard for me to be really nice about, and I'm not going to be nice, but this is just not going to be good. So she releases this phone call because she doesn't get what she wants. And then she highly edits what she releases. She goes and clips certain sections. You can't tell what questions were being asked. You can't tell what the leading parts were, anything. So she goes on Brittany J's. She's doing this tour. This is another thing historically we've seen her do. She goes around in circles, going from panel to panel, dropping a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more to keep people holding on. It's a sub grab. It's a typical scum sucker thing to do. I mean, I don't know what else I don't know what else you want me to say. Okay. She's scum. This is just her maneuvering. We've seen it for a year and a half. This is what we've watched her do. So she maneuvers herself and positions herself with people who she thinks she can sub grab off of. She don't care about factual content, anything like that. Then she goes from allegedly with Brittany J, and then she goes over to Spanky's channel and uses the same thing, releases a little bit more, keeps everybody holding on to sub grab. That's it. That's all. Okay, let's get into it though. Sorry, long introduction to pieces of shit. They're pieces of shit. I don't know what else you want me to say. We're going to go to the 146-minute mark. And I am new to CJ, so I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt on some stuff because he is out there actively searching. However, there's things in this I just can't look past. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to. I'm not in the business of giving out ass pats and saying, good for you. You can go out there and actively search and then continue to push off misinformation at the same time. You're kind of lowering yourself to a JLR level. And stay tuned. This week, we will be discussing JLR's intent because this is an entire troll of the internet. And it is stemming from JLR. JLR is the big push behind all this misinformation in these cases. And if you notice anything that's consistent with all of these people that are pushing misinformation off in Sebastian's case, they are all promoting JLR like he's some factual and person of integrity. Nope. No way, no how, never going to happen. So here we go.
You about what it is going on.
Oh, and I guess I should give this disclaimer. This is all in fair use. This is based on my opinion only, of the facts and the bullshit that comes out of their mouth. Okay? Falls under copyright, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill.
Down there in Tennessee, there he is. Hey, I'm sorry. I know like you're probably exhausted, but I need you for a minute.
Oh, I'm good. I got home and I got some coffee in me.
Awesome.
Can I say hi?
Yeah, of course.
What's up?
Can I say hi? Oh, Lord. Bob, I'm trying to channel my inner you, and it's just not there. Okay? It's just not there.
Hello, CJ. How are you doing?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm good. I haven't spoken to you in, gosh.
No, she won't, Donna. She's blocked over here. 100% blocked over here, and she will remain blocked over here. I ain't got the time for her bullshit spins and her fake lies and look over there, not over here. Nope, she'll remain blocked over here. I don't owe her any respect, and she will be given none.
Let's see.
Yeah, months, huh?
Like what,
months?
5-6 months?
Yeah. Sorry about all that bullshit you're going through there, lady.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see you, Kyle.
What you went through. You are doing phenomenal work.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
how fucking cringe can you be? How cringe can you fucking be? He's out there searching for a missing child. Phenomenal work. Doing a search and streaming it the entire time. Like, what? You would think this dude has, like, done something to cure something in humanity at the way she is, like, falling at his feet. No, he's searching for a missing child that you guys have completely taken the focus off of with all your bullshit.
Oh, CJ. Tonight, we were talking about the United Cajun Navy. And Crime Sleuthing, I don't know, because you may have heard it, like she's actually talked to the rail guy.
Oh yeah.
And she played the video. If you want to pull it back up, we can play it so he can hear it, Crime Sleuthing. I wanted you up here because, guys, CJ has been boots on the ground. For those of you that may not know, he's been out there numerous times. And not to put you on the spot, CJ, but you have a firsthand experience of what these guys are doing on the ground, or what they have done. And I thought it would be better that people heard from you with what they've told Crime Sleuthing. It's ungodly. I cannot believe they told her this, but
they took credit for the bag of bones, so I can imagine what they're gonna.
They told her they basically know where Sebastian's body's at.
Oh, bullshit! Sorry, bull crap.
Yeah.
That's
It's ready
come on.
for you, hon.
They weren't even out there. They've never been out there.
See?
I've
See?
been out there the whole time, every freaking day, and they're not out there. They haven't.
Now, let me be very clear on my stance on the United Cajun Navy and JLR. They're both ridiculous. They both made such a spectacle out of bullshit. You don't need to lie on JLR. He's got a bad enough history as is. You don't need to fabricate anything on him. He is terrible. Everybody knows that. And if they don't, they should. He is absolutely in this situation right now where he is grifting and pushing propaganda. So for those of you that might not understand, he is a troll. That's what he's doing. He uses true crime cases to push off propaganda and troll everybody. This is historically what he does. But the United Cajun Navy gave him the opportunity of having this back and forth. They should have held back because they look just as foolish as he does right now. But as far as I stand, it's a wash. It's a complete wash. I don't give two shits. They're taking so much attention off the focus of Sebastian. And that's my biggest problem. But I also have a problem with people recording phone calls and not having permission to release them for YouTube content in an active missing children's case.
Been out there. They can't even get a park. This is a real deal. They can't even get business owners from the community to allow them to use their parking lots because I said it a week ago. This community is going to push them out before they even started doing this little spin on how people are, threatening up bull crap. They were the ones threatening us. I had 5 vehicles approach me before I even left my meetup location that I changed 3 times.
You want to call bullshit that they're having threats sent to them. Then you have Jennifer Coffendorfer on national media saying that she vetted those, which again, consider the source, and now you're claiming that you had 5 vehicles. I don't know. There's so much BS in this that it's just hard to wade through. I mean, we definitely need hip waders on in this bullshit arena. And the sad thing is this continues to take the focus off of Sebastian. Sebastian is what the focus should be. And these are grown fucking adults too. These are grown adults. I just don't get it.
And then I had to lose a tail to the first spot that I went to search today. And then somebody else came in and was sitting there the whole time while we were there, just parked watching. They're the ones that have been threatening people ever since we showed up.
Show proof. If you're going to make accusations like that, show proof. Show proof that they're threatening you. Their public posts about JLR are not threats. That's their issues with JLR. It has nothing to do with you, but let's see it. If you're going to say it, stand on it and show it.
They are. They are.
So are they the one that are following everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Notice how Brittany is the one to answer that. Bitch, you're not there. Sit down. Shut the fuck up. And Laura's word. Sit down. Shut up.
I don't want to say his name, but the guy that I keep saying that has the gold Suburban with the dent in the back driver door. Yeah, he was one of the head dudes for the whole freaking shebang, and he was out there actually getting out of his vehicle, going up and threatening people. Like that dude was.
So he was going up and threatening people. Again, where's the videos of this happening? They might exist. I don't know.
Actually getting out of his vehicle. And the community, I was hearing from the community the second day I was there that they knew they were a scam. They weren't welcome. And that's why none of the community or none of the business owners want to let them even use their parking lot, because it's like, yo, you're a scam. And then you're coming out here to use our community.
Calling them a scam and simping for JLR is real rich. I mean, make it make sense. But saying with your full chest that they're a scam, you better be able to stand on that and factually provide proof that you know that they're a scam. And then simping for JLR, I'm sorry. And it gets even worse here.
For a PR? No. That's why the people that were threatening them were the business owners that said, get off my freaking parking lot, dude, because you don't own this. They were just going up doing whatever they wanted. Like they own the place. And when you
Unbelievable.
when you're talking about a small community where everybody knows each other, they know what they had on their cheeseburgers the day before, that is going to set some wildfires. And it's no wonder. And it's no wonder that they had to do this spin in this hit piece on JLR because
Hit piece on JLR. Dude, you might need to do your research on JLR. His name's CJ. He's new to me, brand new. Most of these characters that have been unlocked in the last couple of weeks for me are brand new. And a lot of the Summer Wells, for those of you that don't know, I have purposely avoided the Summer Wells community and a lot of overlap here. And it's really disturbing.
because they needed an excuse not to look like the pieces of crap that they are before they ended up getting removed from the community. Because then what are they going to be after they get removed from a community and they don't find anything?
Show me that they got removed. Again, you're making some pretty hefty allegations that have no fact basis.
They're not going to get nothing after that, and I wouldn't be surprised if the whole thing crumbles after that. So that's their itch.
How are they going to recover after this one? Honestly, I mean, I would be shocked if they do. You're sitting here as saying that you know where, like the amount of pain, just that alone that brings to Seth and even the rest of the family. And not only are you bringing pain to them by saying horrible things like that, you're threatening the town. And
what? Threatening JLR and having back and forth with JLR is now threatening the town. I'm so lost.
I think that the leader, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's been outed that he's engulfed in scandal in the past.
Oh, some more hefty allegations here.
Oh yeah, there's a few of them that are high up in that.
The reason why they're doing this too is because JLR has grown at a very fast rate. And that is because of his political propaganda that he's been pushing off with the border stuff. And people think he is for Donald Trump. That is factually known. He is absolutely integrated himself into the true crime community because he's an ultimate troll. He trolls political arenas. It's election year. They think he's for Donald Trump. Meanwhile, a lot of the people that follow him don't even realize he sued Donald Trump to try and block him from running for the 2016 election. And that's factual. But they don't even realize this. So these idiots like Brittany J and all the rest of them will say anything, do anything for a sub grab. They're trying to get a hold of his subs. They have a Facebook group. He starts Facebook groups on everything and anything. He gets all these people in there. But if they will simp for him and push off his misinformation and continue to try to make him look like this upstanding citizen, he will promote them out a little bit. He still is pretty careful how he does it, but he does. He shares their live streams in his group and all of the BS followers
in that business that have some really interesting backgrounds if you take a look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just not paying child support like the craps that's been out there. This is other stuff that the community showed me. I didn't even know about it. I went up to sign with the Cajun Navy. You know what I mean? I went up to sign with them. And then later on, the community showed me what they showed me. And I was like, what the hell did I just do?
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even paying attention. Sorry. Melissa J, thank you so much. And yes, prayers and energy that Sebastian will be found safe. If you guys didn't listen to the press conference, I have more hope today than I have all along. Again, just for those of you that might not have watched the press conference, law enforcement stated numerous times that foul play is not suspected and the parents have done everything that law enforcement has asked. So, and then she made a very pointed statement about if you have property anywhere that a teenager could hide, I'm not being verbatim, but that please check your property. I have a lot of hope that he will be found alive and well and eventually be brought home. That's my hope. Thank you, Melissa. KNS, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Welcome to the Cabana, y'all. Thank you. If you got a gifted membership from KNS, please thank her in the chat. Okay, back to it. Thank you, guys.
I remember you saying that. You were like, I regret ever.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute, okay? Let's CJ, let's tell them what they were doing in our opinion. And CJ,
in our opinion, notice how she states that, and then she kind of tries to backtrack a little bit, but pay attention to how she works.
I agreed with CJ. His opinion first, but I agreed with him because he's been spitting some facts. What are they doing with the sign up information, CJ? I love how I'm interviewing you like we're a talk show. It's facts though.
It's facts though, she says.
Are you going to be giving away Oprah gifts later? Come on. We want that
Everybody
new
gets
car.
a book.
We want that new car. It was just a way to collect. I think it was a way to collect people's information that they could sell.
He thinks that the United Cajun Navy showed up on scene and was requesting people's information who are going to search with them so they can turn around and sell that information. Active missing child. This mofo thinks that this search organization is collecting people's information to resell. Brain cells must have failed this one. But let's let it go because it gets even more interesting.
Yep.
Because when I signed up, I even told them they said we need help with drones. I said I got one in my back seat. I got a drone for you, and I was like, and if we crash it, it is what it is. It's for Sebastian, you know, and because you can only fly them at certain, wind gusts and things like that. Otherwise, shit goes crazy. And so they're like, oh, wow, let us mark that down, because I had heard the whole time that they had a problem finding somebody with a drone. I'm like, screw it, I got one. Hey, it's for Sebastian. And I didn't get any notification, any cancellation, any updates, any nothing. I did not get one update, notification, or anything from them after I gave them my information. And it's there's two things. Number one, they use it for control because they already have they take a photocopy of your ID.
Okay, so they're using it for control. I'll don't worry, I'll say some shit, but we're gonna hear all of his stuff in a second.
They get all of your information, extra information, emails, phone numbers, all that stuff. What do you think is worth gold right now? Emails, phone.
Oh, it's worth gold, huh?
Numbers, the sex, your location, like all these different things are worth so much money nowadays.
They are. Holy Lord Jesus, I can make all sorts of money. I can make up email addresses after email addresses after email addresses just off the top of my head. I mean, goodness, if it's worth all that money, holy shit, what are we all doing?
That's another thing that they do. And it's like, okay, so they go and collect all these people's information and they don't, it's just like their efforts that they didn't do. They didn't even notify you.
Okay, CJ, I don't know if you got the short end of the stick and fell out of the fucking tree and your brain cells fucking went somewhere else or what the hell. But could it be the fact that they're searching for a missing child who, if somebody was to stumble across something and it's of evidentiary purposes, that they need to be able to have that person's contact information for contacting them for possibly testifying in court, for possibly how they collected it, fingerprints, anything like that, because some of you obviously don't have your heads out of your asses and understand that gloves should be worn during a search. So if you come across anything and you touch it, your DNA and your fingerprints might be on it. So that would be of importance to have your information of where it links back to in case you do stumble across something. But in your mind, it's all because they're fucking selling your information. You tell me they're really wanting to sell your information. I think they could probably target a whole lot smarter group if you're wanting me to be truthful. I mean, what the absolute fuck?
I didn't get notified. They said, we're here to mobilize today because we couldn't get permission for this parking lot until 4 p.m. So we're just here to mobilize today. And tomorrow we're going to be here at 10:30.
It is absolutely standard practice, yes, for legitimate searchers. And yes, it is standard procedure because they do have to have the information of the people who are doing active searches in case they do come across something and they need to testify. They need to have the proper chain of evidence I mean, this is, and this guy calls himself true crime and is out there actively searching.
Getting ready to do the search, and this and that. I'm like, okay. And they're like, make sure you bring a lunch and it's okay to leave your car here. So I'm thinking, what are we going to do? Are we going to ride a bus to the location or something? Like, what is this? Are we going to tassel corn, for the summer? What's up? And so it's like, okay.
Oh, that's control right there. That's control. When they don't even want you to take your own means of transportation, like you got to ride with them.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Are we riding a bus or what? Like, what is this? Like, why wouldn't we just meet? And then, and then it's like I never even got a notification that the search got canceled. I was on my way driving up there to go do the search, and then everybody in my chat's like, they called off the search. I'm like, not my search, because I'm going there to search. Like, I don't need them freaking people to go search. And at that point, I was already like, I'm not even going to associate with this. I'll just go do my own thing.
Right. Crime sleuthing.
The tassel cord. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you get in a bus with a whole bunch of.
So now you see Crime Sleuthing is over here changing the avatar over the United Cajun Navy's face. You see how immature she is? Look at that. She's over here like, oh, looky me. I'm so cute, huh?
14-year-olds and y'all the tassel cord all day.
Did you notice what she just did, CJ?
What?
Look at that picture.
Oh, hell no. Look at that. That's awesome. That's awesome. It should be that way. It's ridiculous.
That's Todd Carroll.
Great. Can I ask CJ a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, CJ, have you talked to Seth since you were down there?
No.
Okay, because I wonder what he thought about the Cajun Navy.
No, I don't. If they reach out to me, that's one thing, because I'm trying to take whatever they're feeling away from them, the negativity. And if I introduce myself, then I'm just adding to their shit. So I'm just an energy.
You don't think you're adding to their shit right now by instead of focusing on the fact that Sebastian is missing, you're out here pushing off misinformation that somebody is collecting IDs for the purposes of selling it for the fucking weight of gold? The fuck is wrong with you? You guys have made such an epic shit show out of even attempting to search for Sebastian, and then you sit here. No.
G person, and if that's what he desires, I'll get reached out to. Otherwise, it's not about me to bring.
Well, currently, if she did once hate her, this is called hate bonding, because Granny's watching and Brittany J have history together, from my understanding. Dietz has been calling Brittany J on some of her shit and Crime Sleuthing on some of her shit recently. I think Dietz did one live stream that mentioned Brittany J possibly and called out some big shit in that, which she should have been embarrassed and mortified over doing or allowing to have happen on her panel. But both of them have been in this like, poor me, woe is me type shit. So now because they're getting called out, all of the players, this is just how it seems to work in Chroma, if I'm being honest, from an outsider perspective. It's kind of like, who do we all collectively hate today? And then they kind of go, I mean, there's just a lot to it, but that's what it seems like. An enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know these people that well, but it seems like the way Crime Sleuthing continues to try and put Dietz in the middle of shit and pour her, Dietz calling her out, and then Dietz absolutely dropped some shit that came out of Brittany's panel. Like, it is what it is. But they're all, poor them.
Extra sadness or whatever he may be feeling at the moment, just because I'm introducing my bubble instead of his bubble being introduced to me.
That's very professional of you. Thank you. Yeah. I just want to know what he thought about him.
I mean, I don't know. I guess, well, I would think that here's the thing. I feel like he's just blinded by love for his son. He's
blinded by love for his son. Meanwhile, we heard out of law enforcement today, again, parents have been cooperating and they don't suspect foul play. Okay.
he had this.
And you know what's really interesting to me? I've been holding back, but I have to say it because I'm sick and tired of this narrative being pushed about Chris and Katie. And I don't want to, I'm not trying to level the playing field, but why are they targeting Chris and Katie when the same accusations have been made about Seth? When people are actively online calling Seth the new Don Wells? Why is that being overlooked, but pitchforks and burn them down for Chris and Katie? I can't make sense of this at all, the double standard here, one bit. And I don't think any of them had anything to do with it. I'm on the parent side 100%, but I find it very ridiculous that they're pushing misinformation about Chris and Katie, meanwhile overlooking factual things that have came out about Seth. I can't.
He had this, they just got Riley, you know what I mean? Which they didn't. It was a PR thing that they spun in Nashville because Nashville community was thinking for a while that the Cajun Navy had found him until it, came out the day or two after that. No, it was a barge worker that had nothing to do with your search. Just like the bag of bones didn't have nothing to do with their search, but they claim it. It's these things. So they got this, think about it like this, like your parent, this happened to your child, and somebody like this, where you just saw all this attention to the Riley Strain case, it's only a little bit away. You're blinded by your love, and you should be, right? You should be, as the father or the mother or anybody, should be blinded by the love. And that's, oh gosh, they got boats and they got people and we just seen what they did, right? So I would totally be blinded as a father if this happened to my child, because they have resources and they, but when it came to like day 2, day 3, day 4, and your bud ain't out there, then I'd be like, yo, dude, like, are you here for, what's up? Because I'm here to search. And when you keep calling this off, so I feel like his answer would be different every single day. If you asked him in the beginning, 100%, even a few days ago, 100%. But I bet you if you asked him today or the day before, both of those days would be a completely different answer because of everything that's been taking place as, the time is going on with everybody seeing what the hell they are. They're a scam.
Right.
So is JLR, dude, factually. JLR is the one that went to prison for identity theft and many other things. Let's call it factual across the board. United Cajun Navy has made some real interesting moves, in my opinion, too. Can't get down with it. But so is JLR. Like, it's just factually known.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, but I would say if they were still around the area, he would probably give, that support just because they're still there. And, maybe tomorrow they might wake up and go do a search and all they can do is hope. That's why when I was out there, I was like a week ago, I'm sitting there asking, like, is there any freaking YouTube boat search crews out there that'll just come out here, because we got
YouTube boat search crews again.
Got people on the ground searching. We don't have people in the boats, and there's spots that I can't reach, and there's locations that I want to check out. I just can't get there because I don't have a boat.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying we can't, if they're
bullshit meter in this one is off the charts. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because he talks slow too, but this is just,
it's one thing if Cajun Navy's out there with the boat, that's cool. You know what I mean? But when we're out there and we're going out there all day and it's like, it's a beautiful day, why aren't you out there searching for this young man? Like, get off your butt and do something. And when I'm sitting there and I can only go so far with, the terrain, I'm willing to rappel down stuff. I'm willing to do that. But then there's certain spots. It's just, I can't, because.
How could you repel and hold your camera live streaming at the same time? I think you would come into a conflict, and I'm sure you would pick your live streaming over.
I might not come back. It's that dangerous. And so it's those spots where it's like we tried so much, we even got permission from a golf course. And then when we were getting screamed at by security going somewhere, then they ended up letting us go search all the way to a farm to try and get to these areas. And we still couldn't get to them because we don't have a boat. And it's like, somebody's got to have boats. Yeah, I heard that yesterday that there's going to be, and I'm so thankful because it's like, come on, you know, Cajun Navy's not out there. We are, and we don't have boats. We need boats, and I'm so glad to hear that there's going to be a team coming out there this weekend.
Well, we
Because I'm
gotta-
telling you, I feel like that. There's a couple spots that I've been feeling since I've been there, and
Mhm.
it's only accessible by boat. And so I really hope that.
So what about the Cajun Navy? I mean, excuse me, I got that on my mind. What about EquiSearch?
They're out there, I heard, but they're working with they have been
Mhm.
working with law enforcement. Allegedly, that's what I was told.
Let's be very clear. EquiSearch doesn't deal with the drama. Tim Miller and EquiSearch are incredible. They are professional, legitimate, amazing. They don't do this bullshit. They don't get involved. They will give their resources to law enforcement and anything else, but they don't get in the back and forth of all this bullshit. They ain't going to be out here doing press releases, all this crap on YouTube like all these people do. That's not. EquiSearch is an incredible organization.
I don't know.
I
I heard
haven't
they
seen
were working with
When
TBI.
were
Who knows?
when were they out? Because I haven't seen them. I've been out all around the water because I feel like I feel like the dam and these little silo things in the dirt off to the side. I feel like he. I hate to say it, you know.
Yeah, no, you have to look. I mean,
I've been feeling the water in a tree under the water.
Listen to what he's putting out here. He's been feeling a tree under the water.
I hope not. God, I hope not.
The dam.
The dam.
Real quick, let me catch this super chat. Thank you so much to Must Have Got Lost. So she said, "Is this the same search crew that were looking for Suzanne Morphew?" They said the same thing about knowing where she was, but could not get to her because of the snow. I remember when they said that when they let Barry off, but I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in chat can. I just do want to be clear to you guys. I don't even know if there's a way to know that because, like I said, we have multiple.
Yeah.
United Cajun Navy. People can just name themselves that. I mean,
Mhm.
there could be God knows how many groups name that. But CJ, I'm gonna get Crime Sleuth in to play this for you. She had a
Just wait until you hear this. By the way, thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me today. I'm sorry, I'm a little rough around the edges. I don't know why I keep apologizing for that, but I know it's a little shocking for some of you because you guys have channels and you guys are like really sweet and kind, especially if you listen to Bop. I am like the complete polar opposite of Bop, but we're both level ones. But Bop is my fellow level one. She's just very articulate and sweet and kind. I'm that way in real life, just not with bullshit at all on the internet, with strangers on the internet. Nope. But thank you guys for being here. Yeah, sometimes I've been like really like trying lately. I'm like, Becky, be nice. Just say things the nice way. Say them nice and kind. I can't do it, y'all. It just drives me nuts.
conversation with the leader of the United Cajun Navy. Listen to what he said.
Good for you. Shout out.
Well, I guess it's a good thing he exposed himself to her.
Good for you. Shout out.
Yeah, that's what.
Tell me it's not all about the content. That's all it is. Meanwhile, the focus should be on 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Not at all. And for those of you that question, like, why don't you do stuff about the missing? I don't mix it in with calling out the misinformation and the bullshit that they continue to do in these cases. I find it to be disrespectful to hashtag his name unless you are actually covering the factual information on his case. I've never been one to do that. I try to stay away from that. I've had to learn a lot as I've gone over the last year and a half, but there's a line, and that's a line for me that I won't do because that's continuing to exploit the victims and the victims' families. And that has nothing to do with me calling out the misinformation and the bullshit that these people continue to do and affect these families.
That's what I'm saying. Good thing. Shout out. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all like his new t-shirt?
I need to make me like a Divas with a V or something. Kind of like how they do their names. You know, they got all these United and Cajun and Navies, all 15 groups and stuff. And let's do it. You know, do a little wordplay. You know, it looks like Adidas, but it's a Divas.
Yeah, I like the flapping ears.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So should I play this middle part and then the beginning part, or the beginning part and then skip forward? The beginning part is where he was talking about the
just play the full thing. Play the full unedited thing. Why not? If you're going to be releasing phone calls that you fucking recorded, which is kind of what you do because you're a chronic habitual shit stirrer and liar. Again, proven liar. That's not just my opinion. That's your fucking behavior, crime sleuthing. We need a nickname for her because Slimy, is Smiley. Let's debate. Revival, what should we call her? She needs something. I don't even know. Dumbass? No, that doesn't even quite fit. Anyways, she doesn't release the full thing. We have no idea if he actually gave permission for this phone call to even be recorded. We also don't know what questions she was asking and how she led the conversation, anything.
The Cajun Navy 2016?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I guess you play that and then the
and then I'll skip forward.
Okay.
There we go.
River. We had to file the words and stuff. The fact that all this is going on doesn't matter. There's a group, Cajun Navy 2016, okay, that has been blasting us because they're so jealous. If you Google Cajun Navy 2016 arrest, the president was arrested a few years ago for contractor fraud. He took money from an elderly man, okay? He gets arrested. And I think it was 2017 or 2018, they changed the name of the Cajun Navy 16 to Pinnacle Search and Rescue. Pinnacle Search and Rescue was changed because he said they didn't want to be associated with the name Cajun Navy. Okay. Now, when he did that, Pinnacle didn't go anywhere because they're not doing anything. So now they changed it back to Cajun Navy 2016, but they still have Pinnacle out there. So to them, it's all about the money. So this thing, they've given information to Dolly, they've given it to JRL. So you need to go in groups and tell everybody, maybe Google, and I'll screenshot it, Google when he was arrested.
Okay. Any comment about that before I move forward?
That was everything that I was shown from the community the second day I was there. Yeah. Which I was like, holy crap. I didn't believe it at first because I was like, okay, maybe it's just somebody trying to spin something. And then the next day is when I was like, oh, yeah.
But you were just up here saying that they did all this shit and caused all this shit. CJ, am I confused or are you confused? I think you're confused because you were just, dude. Yikes. Why is there so many of these type of people out here?
Because I started looking it up. I'm like, yeah, this is real.
Okay.
He's right. Yep.
Let me find this spot.
Okay. We do a lot with human trafficking.
He's on. And
people, look.
No, bitch. I want to hear the entire portion. I want to hear all that stuff that you cut out there. I want to hear the full thing.
Most of the hate out there is coming from fake accounts or dox accounts or accounts that are spoofed. There's tons of them out there. So sometimes it looks like people are mad. It's one person creating it and it's making it look like it's a lot. But for us, we're doing great things. God keeps blessing us. And you know what? We had to pull out because of threats, but let me tell you something.
How'd you do?
We didn't pull out. We just backed well, and we're not telling everybody what we're doing.
Good.
Okay. Now, do I know what happened? We on to something. That's why we're getting followed.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting threatened. And that's why we're getting told threatened to leave. Do we know what happened? No. Do we have a theory that we believe is, the most reliable theory that we're pretty sure is what happened? Of course. Can we get to where the body is, we think? That's why we keep getting shot or threatened, and all kinds of followed and everything else. We know that we're in the right area. We just can't get access to that area.
Wow.
That's the thing. So we believe we know where he's at. We just can't get to him.
Oh my gosh.
And that's where we're at.
Okay.
I want to hear the rest of this. I want to hear the before and the after. I want to hear that full section. I want to hear the full call, unedited. I want to hear from the moment that you tell him that you're going to start recording him, that he gives his permission for him to be recorded. And I want to hear it all. I want to hear it all because if you have the intent, again, of bringing him on your panel to discuss this BS on panel, why would you have recorded a phone call? Well, exactly what I said before, because you are that slithery, grimy bitch. You grab things not by honesty to put them in your back pocket. So when things don't go your way, you spin them a different direction because that's just how you work, in my opinion. I guarantee, didn't have permission to release this phone call. I almost 100% will stand on that until he comes out and says, yeah, he gave permission to do that. But what are they doing here? This is so confusing because he's talking about another group. Then he goes into talking about where they think they know where he's at. What was the leading questions up to that? There's too much of this missing here for me to say anything. And again, I stand on the fact that United Cajun Navy and JLR have muddied the water so much Thank God there's actual search crews. Thank God law enforcement is still doing their thing. This is all just side distractions. This is all just deflection, sub grabs, bullshit, drama, completely muddy in the water, misinformation at its finest. Once again.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually listening to that again. Hey, Nightshade. Listening to that again, I'm actually like, oh my God.
Oh. Hey, Pineapple Icicle Treat. It's good to see you. Hey, B Tim. Hey, all you guys coming in. Good to see you guys.
Do you notice, CJ, he said the body 2 times?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, and then he says, this part really pissed me off, and I don't know why I didn't catch on to it before. We have a theory, and like basically we're getting close, and that's why we're being threatened and people are coming after us.
He even said shot.
Who would come after you when you are getting to, close to find it? Like, who would do that? So who are you insinuating would shut you down?
No, he's just saying what's been happening to us. Everything that he's saying is happening to them. That's what's happening to us, and has happened.
So deflection.
What? You just said that that's the shit that you learned in the couple days that you were there, CJ. At first you didn't believe it, but then you found out that it was truthful. And now you're saying that everything he just said is happening to you guys and not that. The fuck? Pick a lane, dude. What?
Really?
Yeah, he's using somebody else's. It's look at the post that they put out. They're using somebody else to further their propaganda. And it's
shut the fuck up on propaganda. You motherfucker just sat here and said that they're collecting your private information for searchers because they want to sell your fucking information, you dumbass. And you want to talk about propaganda pushing. Get the fuck out of here. You fucking ignorant piece of crap.
It's the same thing with, like even when they were, like even with his excuse of, I don't want people to live stream because then they can make edits and this and that, but we'll let people make videos. Well, what the hell do you think a video is compared to a live stream, dude? It's an highly edited video.
Right.
The excuses may have worked like 20 years ago, 10 years ago, where people are like, oh, okay, we don't do our homework. But when people do their homework and you're using these excuses, it's a joke. And
dude, you're telling me you do homework, you actually look things up, and you came to the conclusion that people are collecting your information because it's worth gold and they're selling it for some fucking nefarious purpose because it's worth so much money. That's the type of homework and research you do, and that's the facts you come to. Tell me, you're an idiot with that. Tell me.
Eventually you're going to get caught when you speak like that, because you're going to be writing checks that you can't cash, and eventually you're going to get thrown in prison because you got bad checks all over the United States.
The fuck?
It's going to catch up to you at some point. And the fact that they're even claiming that they know where the body's at, what is that going to do to the dad when he's out there searching every single day trying to find his son, just trying to find any little clue that he can have to try and find his baby boy? And you got these people sitting there going, well, we know where he's at, but we couldn't get it. Whatever, dude, you've been sitting on your tail the whole time that I've been out there. And then you're going to take credit for something I found it, and you're going to take credit for it. Please. It's all about just manipulation. It's all about manipulation. Everybody knows it, That's why they wordplay. They go from one name to the next, but it always has Cajun Navy in it, but it's got something in the beginning, middle, or end of it, so everybody can capitalize off the frickin' Cajun Navy name itself. I bet you how many of them are shams, for real. I guarantee you 80% of them are shams.
Meanwhile, this guy has been out there every day claiming that he's searching, meanwhile live streaming the entire thing. Again, I need the full context of the phone call to even make that make sense. But I'm going to continue to remain hopeful, like the press conference today, that he's out there alive and well. That's not what was stated, but that he will be brought home. I am continuing to go on the belief that there's been no foul play, that the parents are not involved. I'm going to give grace and follow law enforcement's lead. I wish more people would do that. But I will remain in the team that I'm going to remain hopeful. But we don't have enough information to dissect this call and what she released because it's so highly edited, and she does this purposely.
They're all just using the name to get notoriety because everybody's trying to stick their hands out.
Can you imagine being a fucking scumbucket using a 15-year-old missing child that you're claiming you're searching for to get notoriety and clicks and views? Can you fucking imagine? Oh, wait, you do that on a daily. That's what you've been out there doing. So miss me with your fucking fake outrage. Bullshit.
And then what they're doing is they're ruining these communities because these communities trust them that they're going to do the right thing like they're supposed to. And then they don't. And then they look at volunteers that do really come in there to do it. And then they look at them negatively already before they even get there. And then what they're doing right now with JLR stuff is like, what am I supposed to do when I go to a community in North Carolina and I say, I'm here to search for your missing loved one? And they look at me and go, oh, I heard about you, you know.
That's exactly what they want. That's what they want. They want to ruin JLR.
Fucking JLR ruined himself, Brittany J. Shut the fuck up. JLR has been a troll who fucking involved himself in a school shooting. How much more disgusting can the man get? And you want to sit here and, oh, poor JLR? Poor JLR? JLR destroyed himself and he hasn't changed his behavior. Proven over and over again. Nothing has changed about how he moves.
And anybody else, any youth, it's all about that. Listen, there was something stated that they want to destroy all, like to make it where YouTubers can't even cover cases anymore. It's crazy.
Oh my God, here's another one of the butthurt crew. No, what's stated is you guys should not be able to exploit these cases, these people's pain and suffering. First of all, you don't have any credentials to put off the misinformation that you continue to do. You're more harmful than good in these cases. People like you should not have a platform to be able to monetize people's pain and suffering and exploit their cases. You shouldn't be able to push off this misinformation, disinformation, all of the above. You shouldn't be allowed to. Legislature absolutely needs to take a stance on this and make laws that this is illegal to involve themselves in active cases. I'm sorry. If you're doing true crime right, this won't affect you. This will have nothing to do with you. If you are doing true crime for the victims, from the victim standpoint, focusing on trials, that's not even in this wheelhouse because that's in the closing cases. That's already, before a judge and jury who is going to make those decisions. If you're doing it with respect, this wouldn't even anything. But all of these little grifting bastards, what would they do if that happened? Oh my God, poor you, Brittany, poor fucking you. You might actually have to do something for content besides grifting off of missing children. What a fucking job title. What do you do for a living? I grift off of the backs of missing children and tragedies around the United States. That's how I make my money. I mean, fucking accolades, right?
And we're the ones that really care.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Why are you,
Yeah.
It will prevail.
That's the same line they all give, but we're the ones who care. We're the ones who give a shit. We're the ones who do all this.
Yep.
Because we're always going to be stronger than the BS that they try and promote. We'll always prevail. So I ain't worried about that. It's the work.
Sounds like they want to monopolize.
Yeah, they want our super chats. Just like mainstream media wants their commercials, they want their.
The fuck? Why would you even bring, if that's not what it's about, if you're out here about the victims, why are you even mentioning super chats? Because you wouldn't even be worried about getting super chats, CJ. If you weren't about it for the money, you wouldn't even be saying shit like that. Bringing it back to the
commercial revenue from their videos. That's why if you play 10 seconds in News Nation, they take all of your Charmin money for the whole video just for
the fuck they do. Oh my God.
10 seconds of Ashley Banfield saying, oh, I lied about something. No, she didn't. But 10 seconds, you lose all your Charmin money, your monetization. They don't like.
If you're victim focused, again, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't fucking matter to you. It would be like, oh, well, big deal. It's about the victim. I could care less if it's monetized or not.
People come to us. They're not going to, freaking Banfield all the time. They're coming here to watch Crime Sleuthin', Brittany J. They're looking at it and they're going, oh gosh, I wouldn't.
She had 1,300 people in here last night watching this shit too.
Be surprised if they have department teams in these corporations that are set up to become trolls on YouTube to then go create stirs of stuff in people's communities. So then they go, oh, YouTube's too toxic. I'm just going to go back to News Nation.
What the fuck do you think JLR is actively doing, you idiot? That's exactly who's pushing the misinformation. Oh my God, these people.
Yeah, I think you're completely right.
It's all, and it's this group is the same thing. They see all the support that we're getting. They see all the work that we're doing. You know, they saw all the people. There was a lot more people for Riley Strain than there is for Sebastian. There's only a couple out there for Sebastian. Riley Strain, you had every TikToker known to man out there.
Yeah, because Nashville is the hub of a lot of people that TikTok. Okay, Nashville is the hub of a lot of people who are on social media. This guy. I don't think I'm gonna like this guy either.
And they see all of all of us out there, and they watch the YouTube shows. They watch the YouTube shows to find out where we were at, so they could come harass us.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's a Molly Golightly statement if I ever heard one. They watch us YouTubers to find out where we're going so they can come out there and follow us around. Next thing you know, you're going to have to go incognito like Molly used to with her little hat and her sunglasses because she was so popular. People were coming to film her.
That's what they were doing. Watching our shows to come harass us. They're seeing the support that the community's giving us because they know that we're giving it back. And then they're like, dang. And I wouldn't be surprised if they started getting an attitude because some of the community was like, I want my money back.
So well, I'll probably get a letter or email about that little devil thing I did, but oh well.
Oh, she's going to get a letter and email?
1A, baby, 1A.
Right.
So I heard about
Play
this
chess.
I heard about this earlier, and I just want to run by it real quick if you guys don't mind. Because I didn't know what people were talking about at first. But now we got 1.3K votes on our
wow.
That's awesome on our poll. Thank you.
Oh, you guys want to know what our poll was? Hold on, let me look at I have a screenshot of it. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. I took a screenshot. I've been screenshotting some pretty interesting shit lately. Her poll was and this is really interesting because, hey, thank you, Lindsay, for becoming a member. We do need Janison from accounting. We do. Her poll was, do you believe Sebastian came home from dinner on Sunday? Well, if we're, again, going off of what the parents state, Seth stated in his interview with the lab that he came home. They left the restaurant and he was seen on video taking the trash out. That's, again, from Seth's words. So why would you even do a poll like that after Seth stated the night before that, I mean, the fuck?
Guys, can you click that thumbs up for us? It says, I called in a possible sighting to TBI on Friday from March the 20th, and I let them know cameras were available for them to obtain footage. I work on the strip in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and my job requires me to stand at the door where I work and speak to families walking by. There was a couple walking that had four boys with them. I'm sorry, I said dogs. The boy who looked like Sebastian was in the far back of the family and stood out to me. He appeared to be autistic to me from observing him, but I didn't initially call it because
oh, Jesus, now we can just pick out people who have autism out of the crowd. Lord, help us all. Oh, and she's going to put this out here like it's something to stand on. Meanwhile, it's been called into law enforcement. If it was credible, they would have followed up on it. He would have been found.
Because the boy didn't seem to be distressed and wasn't wearing glasses. Thought maybe it was just his doppelganger twin because I'd heard.
Thank you, Tia, for the gifted membership. Welcome to the.
So many rumors that this child was most likely deceased. I regret not calling 911 immediately because this boy looked identical to Sebastian. What caught my attention was him. Wait a minute. What caught my attention? I hate when the letters run together. Hold on. Let me find my spot again. Sorry, guys. Okay. What caught my attention to him was the bright yellow hat he was wearing. Thursday night, it dawned. I need to put my glasses on. Thursday night, it dawned on me that the hat was.
All right. Hold on. I got to go back up here. Malicious Intent says, as an ex-BJ co-host, I asked to cover small cases, and she told me no because it wouldn't bring in the views. I think everyone deserves coverage. Absolutely, Malicious Intent. I agree with you. Thank you for the super chat. I 100% agree with you, but these people seem to suck the ever-loving life out of these specific cases over and over again. They don't give a shit. Let's be truthful here. I mean, we all know it. Everybody in this chat. I don't think there's anybody in here that has the wool pulled over their eyes. They are doing this for clicks and views and monetary gain. These are the tragedies that they love to exploit because they have so much gray area in them that they can run with wild speculations. They can put things in there. There's two sides of the family. We can watch them exploit both sides of the family, turn the families against each other, cause infighting, and they can drag it on for years and years and years until somebody is found, just like they've done in the Summer Wells case. These people are not victim focused. They don't give a shit about the victims. They don't give a shit about anything to do with what actually happens here. They say they care. They do the fake crying. They do all the bullshit. They say that they love these kids so much. Meanwhile, they don't care about actually covering other cases of missing, endangered, anything like that. It's this one group of people that they will continue to cover who gets mainstream coverage. That's my opinion, but it's based on what they do. But Sarah Martin, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. I almost just butchered your name, and I probably still did, but I appreciate you so much. Angel Arctic Fox does wonderful with missing persons flyers, constantly pushes out factual information. Duchess is doing the same. It is, oh, Sheila, I remember hearing bits and pieces about that. See, I don't know these players that well. This is all brand new to me. A few of them, like I've known that they've been around the drama. I knew that Brittany J and Granny had some issues, but I didn't know the extent of it or anything. And I don't care about that stuff because what she does and her behavior is disgusting. She can try to mask it that people just don't like her and all this shit. That's not the case. I could give two shits about who you don't like over here because your behavior is the problem, not them. Sorry, it is what it is. Chapped, thank you so much. Sending you love. Okay, back to this.
That hat Luffy from One Piece wears. Who's Luffy from? I don't know what that is. It was a bright yellow hat with a red ribbon wrapped around it. One Piece is an anime, and autistic boys love anime. Also, I noticed that his dad had a One Piece shirt on during one of his interviews. Oh, that was Naruto, right? Wasn't that Naruto? I don't know. Maybe a lot of people don't know what that is. The hat confirmed my thoughts of this boy being autistic, and I knew I had to call the TBI the following morning. So
now if your child likes anime, which I've been learning all sorts of stuff about, but if your child likes anime, chances are, according to these people, then they got to be autistic. What the fuck?
They could look into it. The boy was the same age, built, height, and no glasses.
Y'all are doing too much out here. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Shibane. Thank you, Janice in accounting. Unpopular opinion. They only cover cases of white children, and that's what it is. No, that's not an unpopular opinion at all. That's very factual. It is a very curated, specific group of kids that they cover. 100%. I do not disagree with that. And you can see it historically, time and time again, unfortunately. And that's a few of them over and over again. Thank you so much for that. But no, your opinion is not unpopular. I don't think over here, at least it's not, because that's very much the facts of what they do.
I emailed the TBI with all the details I could think of and then called to confirm that they received it. They pulled it up when I was on the phone and said that she would give the info to investigators. Saturday morning, I saw a guy in law enforcement that sometimes walks the streets, and he was accompanied by another man in law enforcement that was in uniform. So I believe maybe they were contacted to obtain video footage. If Sebastian isn't deceased, and it's possible he could be with family or friends, a family being hid by this boy I saw, I have no doubts was him. I think it's something Seth should be made aware of so that he can follow up with TBI and make sure to look into it. I don't know. What do y'all think? Like, I try to think logically when it comes to stuff like this.
I fucking heard it all now. This one thinks logically. What the hell is going on here? What? Oh, Peppermint Tea. I've heard that she does a lot of this. Hey, Laura Woodhams. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for dropping the green hearts for Sebastian. We are in the team that Sebastian will come home. That is where I think most of us are staying. This is just absolutely crazy. There was a comment up here. I'm an ex-mod, first round of mods. Had to firmly ask her to take the wrench after many times asking. Wow. This is too much. Hey, Leo, welcome back. They didn't cover them like the Idaho 4. Oh my gosh, the Idaho 4 coverage still makes me sick. Like, it makes me. Let's be honest. Thank you so much for the gifted membership, y'all. Welcome to the cabana. Yeah, Remy, right? Like, I only started covering Sebastian's case because of one of my subscribers asked me if a subscriber asked me to cover missing persons cases. I try to do that. I think did you just cover Preston Lord's case last night? Was that you? I think it came up in my feed. I've been having a hard time with a lot of the coverage of the Preston Lord. That's local to me too. I don't know if it was you that somebody was covering it and I didn't click into it or anything, but so I don't know if it for sure, but a lot of these are new channels to me. Hey, Liz. Inspector Gadget has more credibility than these fools. Absolutely. 100%. You got a wrench because you're Melissa's right hand. Oh, she definitely does not like Melissa. I've learned that recently. Oh, Jesus. A gifted a TV. A TV. Hey, Tessa. Oh, Leo. You're not a Crime Sleuthin' fan, are you? That's not the same, Leo. I'm gonna give grace because I'm hoping it's not, because Crime Sleuthin' is a snake. Schnicker. Okay, back to this. Sorry, I had to read some of the comments.
And I just got to be honest with you.
Oh,
why? And how?
Well, you're gonna be fucking honest. Oh, where the hell did you get that?
You know,
I don't know. Confetti.
I mean, if Seth was walking down the street, why didn't he reach out to someone? Right. Because I'm sure he really loved his mother.
His name's Sebastian. Not Seth. Seth is the biologic father.
It's confetti.
I don't know. See, those always make me. It's definitely worth checking out. I'll say that. It's definitely worth checking out. But
you think they would have already? They've been checking out 300 plus tips, Brittany.
I'm noticing I'm starting to kind of hear a little more of that theory going around that he's possibly like given to another family.
That's crazy, though.
I'm just like,
what? Oh my God. They just can't come off of it and say we have no evidence to prove that the family was involved whatsoever. We don't know what has happened.
But I mean, I know you got to explore all of them, but
they were getting what they wanted already.
Right.
You think
they were going to live with Seth already.
I mean, I know what I shared with you last night.
Well, Leo, I could care less if you go to any channels, to be honest. Like, I genuinely don't care, but just know over here, you will hear her get trashed up one side and down the other. And I'm unapologetic about it because she is a slithering snake and has a very major history of doing the same whack job things to people time and time again and inserting herself in many cases. But you are absolutely welcome here. And you're absolutely welcome to watch whoever you want. Just please understand, she will definitely be getting drugged up one side and down the other over here. And I'm really unapologetic about that. So just making that known. But welcome. I mean, I could care less. So, all right, hold on. Bye. Drive careful. No, you're good. Oh. Oh, one of Brittany Jane's co-host or whatever is in the chat now. I know who the hell you are because you rage quit last night on that panel because you were getting accused of talking over people. Hello, Sarah. Welcome in. They thought you were Dark Horse Justice last night that was being rude to people, and they had it wrong. It was Sarah that rage quit. Anyways, I'm just looking at the chat. Y'all, I'm not telling you where to go. I could care less. I was just giving Leo a warning because I'm nasty when it comes to these bitches because I got no time for the shit. I got none. And yes, that's my lighter because I'm smoking now. Okay, let's continue on. Welcome in, everybody. Sarah, this probably ain't the chat for you because fuck Brittany J. And fuck her panel that sits up there and pushes off this misinformation that's harmful to active children's cases. And if you're included in that, fuck you too. Because you guys said some of the most racist, ignorant shit about kids with autism on the spectrum, about sexual assault. I don't know if you were a part of it or not, but if you even want to co-sign yourself as I'm a co-host or sitting up there, ugh, yuck, gross. No, not for me. It is what it is. Hey, if you condone racism, if you condone pushing off misinformation about kids with special needs, yeah, I got no use for you. Get fucked. Have a nice day.
About that, but I still don't see him.
I love you too, chaps. Thank you.
Yeah, regardless of the other stuff,
Here, hold on, chap. Thank you so much. Here, this is how I truly feel about it.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Meaning, I said it. Okay, that's what I mean.
you can just see how much he loves his son. I don't know.
Been round and round and round. Are you like the come into the chats to defend Brittany J's honor? Like, do you get a badge for this? Do you get a certificate? Is it like you get to move up underneath her one ring higher on the page on the panel to push misinformation and like co-sign her bullshit? Is that what we get in here? You get some ass pats?
How much do you think, like, percentage wise? I would have to say like 5%. That's maybe if the dad acted the same way as the mom, for sure. But his dad's already so heartbroken already. Would you be cool with that, or do you think you just
no?
You just think that like maybe the mom and the stepdad are
that's
just
that? Yeah, I don't think.
Y'all in the chat, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Truthfully, I don't condone racism, and anybody come in my chat after we've blatantly seen the racism and the bullshit that has been spewed out of her panel, they don't get no passes over here. Ain't got time for that today, tomorrow, any day of the week. If you are that ignorant and going to condone and co-sign this bullshit, sorry, not sorry.
Personally, I think it's illogical, but there are people that believe that maybe stepdad and mom had something to do with that, like maybe a private adoption or.
Are you fucking kidding me? A private adoption. Now this bitch is going to say that she thinks that they could have done a private adoption. The ignorance that comes out of this bitch's mouth. The utter ignorance. A private adoption is still a registered adoption. You mean sold him on the black market? That's what you're trying to put into people's heads, you dumb idiot.
Gave him away to somebody.
For money or what?
Yeah.
Why? Because they were broke? Because they were broke?
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. To me, it just that there's too many holes. Like I've tested the theory out, and it doesn't make sense.
I'm almost starting to wonder if because I was watching that first interview again last night, because I haven't been able to really watch them too much except for on the road, and that's not really watching them. But when I was watching that first one last night again, it almost makes me think like she just fell asleep on the couch and he slipped out. And she did.
All right, CJ, there's the most logic I've heard out of your mouth in 1 second in the entire stream. That's the most logic I've heard, that he slipped out the door. Okay, I'll give you that. Thank you for not going along with the speculation of they sold their child. Fuck.
Know what to say. And so she just made up an excuse like he.
Hey, Brittany. Hey, I got to drop down. I have to go help somebody with something.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming up and joining us.
AKA she had another invite to another panel to go spread some more bullshit and some more highly edited phone calls that she clipped and cropped and put out there. Okay, again, don't give a shit about the United Cajun Navy. Don't give a shit about JLR. They're messing with a missing child's case, and the child is still missing. Fuck all of them.
Absolutely. Good to see you guys.
Good
to see you.
Wonderful, sweetheart.
You too.
All right, we have a good night.
This fake fucking bullshit that she's so sweet and that I'm not confrontational. Meanwhile, she sits there and talks shit nonstop in chats and argues with people and continues to lie and shit, but she's not confrontational. Get a fucking backbone.
Oh, hold on. I might come back. I just got to help them with something.
Just let me know. I'll drop the link.
I'm teaching somebody how to make videos. So.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And she's stuck.
That's
all
cool.
right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, love.
Bye. All right, guys.
Titanium, I'm going to have to watch your coverage on the Preston Lord stuff because I'm really interested in that case. That's extremely local to me. That's like my backyard type of local to me. That case has been really hard for me to follow, and some of the shit that's been pushed on TikTok about it just drives me nuts.
Do y'all want to, let me ask you in chat, do y'all want to go through the Nancy Grace interview? Or do y'all want to go through, because there's 2 interviews that I want to break down that are very important to me. So I'm going to give the chat an option. Number 1, Smiley's interview. Because we haven't done that.
Yeah, let's go over Slimy.
That one yet since we got the Nina interview. Number 2, Nancy Grace.
What's up, 12 gauge Phillips?
Was that because of Nancy Grace? That's
no.
Okay.
I fell tonight and I hurt my leg.
Oh,
good. So no, it's okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
no, you're good. That's
I just heard.
kind of funny.
I heard Nancy Grace and then.
Oh, she's a legend.
Oh my gosh, somebody.
I love Nancy. She's a legend for sure. Okay, I said. What did I say? 1.
She just called Nancy Grace a legend. Oh, slow down. You make this too easy, Brittany.
For Smiley, 2. Oh my God, I didn't forget. Yeah. 1 for Smiley, 2 for Nancy Grace. Everybody's like, say that again.
And 3 for.
Yeah. I'm seriously gonna have to get.
Nana Dragonfly is the quiet one on panel. She's on like all of her panels, so I can't give her a pass because she sat and condoned a lot of this stuff, but she is pretty silent most times. But she's the one that can't get the name straight either and shit like that. Like, at least if you're gonna be on panel, know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know. This shit just drives me bonkers.
I'm gonna get something to prop my leg on. I'm telling you guys, don't ever, if you get one of those like squishy balls with water beads, don't leave it in the floor like my kids did.
Oh my gosh, you slipped on that?
Oh, it rolled my whole ankle.
Oh, like, I bet it did.
I can't even tell you, like
a banana.
It did. Oh, that's exactly how it happened. And then I come tumbling down 30 minutes before my stream.
Not even prepared.
Crime sleuthing can try to strike all she wants. All she's going to get is a big, huge rebuttal. Like, she is thin-skinned, and this isn't her video anyways. She went on panel. She's putting this information out there. I don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. I've been blamed for taking down Molly Golightly for 1.5 years, which I had nothing to do with taking Molly Golightly off this internet. Molly Golightly took herself off. Crime sleuthing doesn't fucking even give me a hint of worry.
Oh, those are the worst injuries too.
Otto, will it? I hope it'll help the pain because it hurts like a mofo. All right, what do we got? What did I say? 1 for it looks like people's wanting to go through the Smiley interview.
Oh yeah.
Who's Smiley?
You haven't heard the Smiley interview?
I've heard of Smiley, but I don't know. I never watched it, or I don't even know who.
Oh,
is that the what?
Yeah, you guys.
Is that the nickname or is it the channel?
That's her channel. This interview, is very. It's one of the most revealing. Smiley. Okay, this is Smiley, and she interviewed. Chris actually told her midstream. She was over at Justin's, and he said, "Go live. I want to answer questions." He literally said that.
Who's Justin?
Justin for All. It's another channel. Okay. I thought I didn't go to other channels.
No, I mean,
you don't get out.
No, I get out. I'm too busy supporting the people that I already know are about it. And if I get exposed, like right now, I'm gonna get exposed to somebody else.
There you go.
But hey, if I got time, I'm supporting. You know.
Yeah, I like these channels. They're very nice to me, and I support them for sure. Smiley did a really good job. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, because you played this the other night and she was like said something real like right at
those of you that might not know, we call Justin Spanky because we got an introduction. Most of me and the Islanders, that's what my group is called. We built an island because we had no idea about the communities and bullshit like that out here. So we have an island of just misfits. Okay, that's the way it goes. And it is what it is. But Justin of Justice for All, Justice for No One, I refer to him as Spanky. Don't ask where it came from. I have no clue. It just stuck. But he has no problem exploiting case after case. When I came on this internet, he was exploiting a Marine veteran's attempted suicide, attacking the mother, saying the mother did something, even though there was law enforcement reports saying that there was nothing she did wrong. 100% cleared her. Huge investigation into it. But they did so much bullshit in that case. It was unfathomable. and they exploited it for thousands upon thousands of dollars. Sorry, I had to give my cats treats.
Yeah,
end of
when I played a clip
video.
from it.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
remember now. So I was like, dang, mic drop.
All right, here we go, guys.
Smiley's stories world is called Slimy over here because she is horrific. Also, sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. The attitude that she has towards these parents of a missing child and the blame that she has flat out put on these parents, even though we heard in the press conference today that the parents have been fully cooperative and they do not suspect foul play at this point in time. Of course, it's on the table, but it is what it is.
I'm going to go through this, try to breeze through it, because this is probably, I would say, out of all interviews, this is the one where Chris Proudfoot seems to be the most, like, but what boastful, I'd say. Yes.
Arrogant.
All right, here we go.
Christopher was actually home, and yes, he did see Sebastian when he come home.
She calls him Christopher.
Was actually.
Here we go.
Yeah. You're still.
So
is this both? I can't tell. Is this Katie
Yes.
and Chris? Okay.
Both of them are Katie and Chris with
Okay.
Smiley. Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'll speed it up, Morgan. For sure.
When was this?
This
Just
was
recently?
yes. What, about a week, 2 weeks ago? Not very long ago.
Oh, does this bitch want attention? Hold on. Let me go back up here because I see her arguing with my mods. Hold on. What did she say? Janice, let's plan it. Let's do it. I would love it. Where'd she go? I'm weird for pointing out that nonsense is a hypocrite. Look up nonsense on the web 2.0. Marvon McCrae, she points the finger at his wife. Sarah's suspicions. First and foremost, I do not like Dre. Period, point blank, end of story. She's in a cult. She has some extremist beliefs. But no, pointing the finger at Dre is not something I did, actually. The factual information is I can still have problems with her lifestyle and understand the fact that she didn't fucking harm her husband. That is the factual information that you don't fucking get. She didn't have nothing to do with what happened to her husband. That's called mental illness, and that's called suicide. Okay? So, miss me with your bullshit straight up, because most of the ladies in here, most of my people in here will tell you to get fucked. Because they've been here from day one. They've been here from jump. Most of them a lot of them came with me from Facebook because they saw the progression. We unraveled it together. We knew what was going on. So while you sit here and try to point fingers all over here, go ahead and point them, baby girl. I've had a weird fucking stalker bitch on my ass. You can be another single white female type. I don't give a fuck. You ain't going to do shit to me. Guess what, honey? Not worried about you, not worried about anything you spew, not worried about a goddamn thing. Okay? Keep on yapping that yapper and defending racism, defending exploitation. I mean, tell us who you are. That's what you're doing. You're telling us who you are. I'm absolutely not mistaken. I'm not arguing. I'm responding. There's a difference. You fucking rage quit last night off a goddamn panel because you were being told in the chat that you were speaking over somebody. Thin-skinned. Okay. Tell me to get fucked. Not going to bother me none. Okay. And you're still here. Okay. Anything else you want? You want attention so bad. Go get it from Brittany. Go get your ass pats. Come on. Buckle up, baby, because I ain't the fucking one. Trust me. I ain't going to take your shit seriously today, tomorrow, or any other day. You sit on a panel that people exploit children's cases. Okay. What else? What do you want me to fucking call this? What do you want me to call this? That you don't condone racism, that you don't condone exploitation, that you're not a part of a grifting panel? And do 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 do. Okay. Anyways, back to target. Back to task here. Sorry, we do get a little distracted by some of these people that think they can come in here and play, because guess what? We are here for the fact that these families continue to be exploited by these fucking gross people on the internet. That's it. That's all. Like, you don't want to be talked to. You don't come in my chat simping for pieces of shit. Nobody's got time for that. Nobody's got time for that.
Hold on, I'll give you the exact time.
Told you guys
we're gonna do 1.5, and I'll skip through because I know there's parts where Smiley talks. So we'll skip through it, guys.
Okay, hold on. That's me. I'm gonna knock you off for a minute. You just come back when you're ready. Okay. So I think he's on mute. Okay. So Katie,
I love how she thinks she's gonna come into my channel and warn my people about me. I love it.
That'll clarify that side of the question everybody's been asking. No, he does not have a restraining order from his daughter. He speaks to her. Just to go ahead and clear that one out, because I know there's been a lot of talk about that as well.
Yeah. So I mean, he still speaks to her on the phone, as y'all see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That little girl is precious and loved, just like Sebastian.
Yeah. So somebody's wanting to know, that question's come up a couple of times, and I don't mean to be rude. I'm just going to ask that. I have saw it, like, do y'all, so do you not call her y'all's daughter, since y'all call him y'all's son?
We do, and a lot of people are reading into it. It's just how we talk. Our boy, our girl, my son, my daughter, his son, his daughter. I mean, they're our children, but our children also have other parents as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, both of our children have more than just two parents.
Yeah. And I know you probably have been asked this on several channels. Y'all been on several channels. Is there a reason that Chris hasn't seen him since? I know it had to do with the work, but like, why did he say he hadn't seen Sebastian since the 1st of February?
Because that's the truth. He hadn't seen him since the beginning of February.
I mean, is there a reason for that?
He's been 3.5 hours away. He don't come home after work.
So was he, I mean.
Do you guys want me to back up to see Sarah rage quitting? Hold on. Let's get Sarah rage quit, since she's in here and she wants attention. Let's find Sarah rage quitting. Okay. Ready? You guys want to see some entertainment?
Hopefully she'll hop on and tell us everything's okay. To anybody who's having bad weather, our prayers are with you guys, and please, everybody, be safe. It's scary. All right, let's see what this is. Oh my Lord.
We're starting to paint a picture here with the relationship between Katie and Christopher. A coworker has told me that Katie has complained about her marriage. Her marriage was on the rocks, meaning it wasn't right. Something she was not happy, and there was a lot of friction with that relationship. And it's almost like validation, because when someone on Chris's end reached out to me, a bartender, you know, down there at Texas Roadhouse in Alabama, where Chris used to work at a job site, kind of said the same thing on Chris's end. And, you know, is that part of,
except there's no factual anything behind that,
you know, the puzzle here, or some sort of backstory?
Nobody's ever been able to come forward with anything factual to prove that.
History between Katie and Christopher. You know, we're talking about a guy, right? A guy, Christopher, that, you know, he looks like he's the breadwinner in that house. He looks like he's the one that makes the money, and Katie's kind of like secondary as far as money wise. Katie, you know, she works Brinks. I don't know how much Brinks people make.
All right, we gotta fast forward, because she comes back up. And then she gets pissed off. Let me find the spot. Since Sarah wants attention, we'll give her attention right quick.
Those kind of
attention seekers are my favorite. Oh yeah, right here.
As well.
Can't do it.
Yeah. All right, yeah, we're good, guys. Listen, there's just a delay. We'll work through it. All is well. We're here for Sebastian. Okay?
Hold on, let me get back.
There's a delay.
I'm sure.
And many others is
here you
spanking that child with a belt, taking his favorite pet away from him. Those kind of things, you know, when he's on a child is struggling. That's my problem.
Hey,
so
Britt,
special needs.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
Britt, do you mind if I address someone in chat real quick, please?
Britt, do you mind if I address somebody in chat right quick, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm seriously fed up.
She's seriously fed up.
Derpstein, I wish Sarah Jean wouldn't interrupt and speak over people. So annoying. Guess what? I'm not the only one. So why am I the only one always called out? I am about done with this stuff.
Oh my God, you're about done with this stuff? No fucking way. You're about done exploiting a missing child? No. Oh no, that's not what you're done with. You're good with that. You're good with racism. You're good with exploiting cases. You're done being called out in the chat for potentially talking over someone. Did you fucking get your backbone off of fucking Temu?
We all interrupt each
Here,
other.
I'll
but
talk
everyone's
over
always
you.
telling
I'll
me
talk
to-
over you.
I'm so tired of
Is
it.
that better? I'll talk over you a little bit, make you look better.
Jesus Lord.
I do want to
Like, I'm the
explain.
only one who does it though. Like, why always say something to me? Why is it always Sarah's interrupting? It's not just me. And you know what? There's been multiple times where someone said that in chat and I was on mute. I wasn't even talking. And I'm
Oh,
seriously not
Yeah.
having it.
Well, I do want to just say this though. Listen, seriously.
Be nice. Don't be rude.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sarah always has a delay too.
Yes,
we have
people
figured
don't
that.
We can see.
We have that. Yeah, a lot of
Yes.
us have delays. My internet does that sometimes, and I get accused of talking over people too. And I'm really on my side when I'm hearing.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Crim.
Is an open space to talk, and then lo and behold, it comes out on the other side as me talking over somebody. And I don't know how it happens, but it just does. It's not deliberate for anybody for when that happens.
Yeah.
If you really want to see proof of a delay, try to do karaoke on a panel. It won't happen.
Right. Oh my Lord, I wouldn't even try.
Like, try all of us singing happy birthday or something at the same time. You can't do it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're good, guys. Listen, there's just a delay. We'll work through it. All is well. We're here for Sebastian.
Well, you know
okay?
what, Britt? And to be honest, I'm just not in the mood for your damn mods either. I'm just gonna jump down because it's really fucking annoying and I'm done.
Oh, she's done with her fucking mods too. She's really done. Did you kick something because you were so angry?
Oh my Lord. Jesus.
You're angry because you're being called out in chat, but you're not angry for exploiting a missing child. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so that you're okay with racism, but you're fucking pissed off because somebody calls you out on speaking over somebody. But you're good with all the other shit. Okay, Sarah, we see you. You got your attention.
All right. Let's go ahead.
It.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going, guys. And hey,
and poof, just like that, Sarah is gone. Sarah disappeared. She rage quit for another day. Okay, anyways, let's go back to the focus of this because it's the people exploiting Sebastian and their BS. So now we're going to go over here to Spanky of Justice for All. So buckle up, friends, because we're about to take another ride. I didn't put him in the thumbnail, but Crime Sleuthin is up there, and that's good enough for me. So Brittany J, typical bullshit that she's been doing every day. I'm sure she'll do it again tonight because there was a press conference. So we're going to fast forward. This is a 4-hour stream, but Crime Sleuthin leaves panel over at Brittany J's, just like we saw her exit. And then she comes up on Spanky's channel. So let me get to where she comes up here. I think this is the one. Should be this one. Did he take it down? Wait, he didn't take it down, did he? Where she comes up? Wait a minute here. Hold on, you guys. Sorry if I'm giving you dizzy stuff, but she was up here on panel. Did he take down the one where she was on with him? Hold up. Hold up. Pause. You guys are going full screen for a second because he had her on panel last night. Where did it go? Oh, that might be the wrong one. Hold on. No, that was the right one.
There is no.
Where is she? I know she's on panel with Spanky last night. Did he take it down? That damn cat is in the cupboard again. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm looking through this.
Boom.
Because it was here. Oh, Brittany J is on Spanky's channel too. Anybody know in the chat? I'll look in just a second. but seems like he might have
Sure,
taken
guys.
that one down. Did he come back just for that and take it down? Was
Is
it
that
streamed on his Justin for All channel?
walked out?
What the hell? We can go to his live from today though too. He's got enough bullshit in there. Okay, hold on.
Love you all.
Hold on. Yeah, that's what I was on, Kathy. I was on Clutch Them Pearls. Hold on. Let me look because I saw it last night. It's in my watch history. Hold on. Let me look really quick. Sorry, guys. Pause. Talk amongst yourself for 1 second. History. View all. Nope. Last night. He did. He put it on members only, you guys. He put it on members only. It's on members only. And I sure as fuck am not joining a membership for him. So let's go. We'll go to another one of his. So she went over there after the BS that she pulled on Brittany J's. But I'm going to go to this one that he did because this is disgusting. And I'll add him to the thumbnail after it. So we're going to go to about the 110-minute mark on his channel. Sorry. My dog thinks she's in charge of the cats around here, so she goes after him. So this is after he did the press conference. So they listened to the full presser, and then he decides to come on and talk about the presser afterwards. This is what we're going to be watching here. Again, this is about we're going to start at the 102-minute mark. We don't need to watch all the rest of it. I'm assuming most of you have already watched the press conference. For a short recap, law enforcement has no new updates. They're continuing their search efforts. They've had over 300 tips called in. They're continuing to do their efforts. They suspect no foul play. Everything's on the table at this point in time. The parents have cooperated. They also wanted anybody local to search their properties, anywhere a teenager could possibly hide. Again, I encourage you to go listen to it yourself, but I'm extremely hopeful. We continue to remain hopeful that Sebastian will come home alive and well. Again, for those of you that don't know, these people continue to exploit a missing child who is 15 years old and continue to say that the parents are responsible. Let's listen to it.
Any different? Katie is all bluff. Easily manipulated. I don't know, but why are they looking in a landfill? I mean, let's be honest here. If they're looking in a landfill, you don't walk into a landfill. Nobody walks into a landfill, right?
No shit, Sherlock.
Okay, Border. Thank you, dear. Let me see here. Karen, thank you so much.
There's a reason why he's called the melatonin of YouTube. Bella, shit. We're going to fast forward him because he is like
the cash out. I
wallpaper dry. That's what he's been referred to before too. That's always stuck to.
Appreciate it. All right, let me show you this. We're going to go over this in just 1 second, but let me see what this email is. Nancy Grace, first ever episode of a new Zone 7 series, CRU. Nancy Grace and Cheryl McCollum discuss P. Diddy, federal raid, missing autistic teen Sebastian Rogers, and the Brian Kohlberger burger venue change. Okay, Zone 7. All right, I'll look at that. Thank you. They're never going to run away to a landfill, said no one ever. Oh, exactly. Exactly. Some bullshit.
It's gone back to what could be considered good old-fashioned police work.
Remember they said, oh, they're working with this. And he said they've asked pretty much everything that we have asked them to do. Pretty much. Whenever, if you say that to a law enforcement officer, pretty much, or, pretty much that's all we did that evening, you're leaving out a lot. The pretty much, you're leaving out a lot. Officers don't like that. Body language, none of the people like that. So aggravated.
Interviewing individuals, re-interviewing individuals, checking out leads, rechecking leads. We have been working.
Yes, Layla Santinello, Holland Snap, Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers. We got Shoestring now, and there's another person we're missing as well. But yes, thank you, hey Jude.
With other law enforcement agencies who have had in other jurisdictions who have perhaps had some complex cases of their own that they've worked on to get tips from them. We have had this day of
So they need tips from other law enforcement. I mean, I understand working together and stuff, but they need tips on how they solved it. Aren't they the TBI? Like, aren't they supposed to come to you? Not the other way around.
With everyone having cell phones and doorbells and ring bells and surveillance cameras, that, as you can imagine, has been a bit of a chore to be able to collect all those and then review them. It's important so we know what
These guys are pissed about the fact that people still have hope that he's alive, and that's my honest take. They don't want a good outcome in this. If you're asking me 100% my honest feelings, they don't want a good outcome. They want to continue to make it seem like there's horrible things going on here, and I will stand on that. They want nefarious activity. They want the worst outcome, and that's just the way it goes.
What's out there. We have been reviewing that, reviewing it again. We have had other agencies involved. The FBI has been helpful in that. Secret Service has also been helpful in that. So we are just trying to do whatever we can to advance the investigation. It has not gone to a place where anybody has forgotten about him or is not pursuing this. The parents have been cooperative throughout at the beginning of the investigation. They have pretty much done whatever law enforcement.
That's interesting the way she says that.
Have been cooperative throughout at the beginning of the investigation.
Cooperative throughout at the beginning of the investigation. At the beginning. Does that mean they're... Now, TBI said Don and Candace were cooperative too, but Ronnie Lawson said they weren't.
Okay, so at the beginning and throughout, kind of contradictory statements there. Again, they're going to pick on any little thing that they can.
They have pretty much done whatever law enforcement has asked of them.
Pretty much.
At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved.
Bull.
But we are keeping options open.
Okay, yeah, I bet you are keeping options open. I bet you are.
Listen to that. He's saying bull on the criminal element, even though this is law enforcement. The trained investigative agencies, he's calling bullshit on.
Okay, explain to me. Just please explain to me. I mean, if I was a news anchor there, I would have said, please explain to me how is there no evidence of anyone leaving that house that night, well into the morning? There's not a footprint. How far do you think a 15-year-old can go? A 15-year-old autistic child can go barefoot without a coat at 26 degrees. I'll wait.
You will be waiting because you're owed nothing. You're owed fucking nothing from these families going through one of the worst things imaginable. You're owed nothing.
Because let me tell you something. He's not going to go far. He's going to be, hypothermia before. His feet are going to be cold. Frostbite. What do you mean, Dino? Yeah, no shoes, no jacket. His bare skin is touching the ground if he walked off by himself. And you're saying there's not a scent? I'll wait. That's exactly right.
Okay, fucking Laura, stop with the bullshit, Justin. You're owed nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah, what about a scent? Because there's none. None. Yeah, he didn't take his phone. There's just a little, no signs of foul play. I mean, I think that's a sign of foul play in my opinion. But like I said, Chris.
He thinks that's a sign of foul play, but listen to what he's about to say here. This is where I really started tuning in. Bop, if you're still in here, which I doubt you are, but if you catch this again, this is what I was talking to you about in chat earlier today.
I mean, I think that's a sign of foul play in my opinion.
I rewound it so you guys can hear it fully.
But like I said, Chris is, in my opinion, an extremist, and whatever he does, he does really good and goes all the way. So I think it's going to be extremely hard.
Chris is an extremist who goes all the way. So it's going to be really hard. So he is still, even though law enforcement just came out and said no foul play is suspected, parents have been cooperating, he is still going to put it on that Chris did something to harm this child. Chris is now being called an extremist who is obviously capable of making a child disappear with no trace, no track whatsoever. Man, he is skilled.
Oh, you're being a smartass. I know you're funny. My question is, where did the mom go that morning allegedly searching for Sebastian? Good question. That's a great question. Where'd you go, Katie? They're saying, you know, Chris is like, I can't even tell you what the white van is outside. Right? I can't tell you what day I was home in February. They don't want me to tell. Why? It has nothing to do with the investigation. It would have nothing to do with the investigation for you to say you was home the weekend before. There's a lot of sus.
And it's not any of your business when he comes home and when he doesn't. If it's not relevant to the case, it's not relevant. It's none of your fucking business, Spanky. And you're not owed a goddamn thing, you morbid sick son of a bitch.
Things here, in my opinion.
God, this guy's fetish over missing kids drives me fucking bonkers. He gets giddy over missing children's cases. It is gross.
And I think, in my opinion,
nobody gives a fuck about your...
He could be 3.5 hours away or anywhere between Hendersonville and the campground from where he stayed. It seems he had to go there really quickly. And they went back for a job that he did not have.
We don't know what has happened. We don't know where Sebastian is right now. So we are pursuing any and all avenues. We do want to caution some, there are some social media elements out there who purport to have information that is direct from the investigation. I just want to reiterate that that is not the case. Some of the information that is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. We don't want this to damage the investigation. So.
Okay, I don't know who's saying that they're talking straight to law enforcement, but that would be, obviously, they don't even give anything to Seth. So they're not going to give any of us anything, that's for sure. But
we would just caution anyone who...
Oh, you didn't like that answer, Spanky? You didn't like the fact that social media is pushing off misinformation? Shocking. Because you fall in that category. You and your fake fucking TBI tips that you call into fucking Summer Wells case end in this one. You and your fucking bitch face goddamn mod ICU. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, I can't stand her because she fucking had a hand in doxing me, which again, worst thing for them. It didn't shut me up. It only made me more bold because the only thing they found in my background is goddamn bankruptcy. And yeah, okay, I went through some hard times like normal people. Whoop-de shit. Don't even have a traffic ticket. Okay. For those of you wanting to know, but ICU is also the one who tracked down Jose. And then, unfortunately, most of you know how that story ended.
Following the case, to just use some caution as to what you see and what you believe. It's caused a bit of a...
What you believe? What you believe? Okay. I believe you cannot float out of your house and avoid a camera. I believe that you're not going to walk out of the house barefoot at 26 degrees. I believe if you did, you're not going to be, if you are found, you're not going to be found far away. I believe.
And you also believe it's okay to exploit suicide victims too.
Chris and Katie are sus. I don't believe Katie's story when she said I would go to the kitchen.
Oh, no. Don't be sorry at all, Wolfie. It was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The Islanders were really upset about it. It really hit other people hard, but it was the best day. It was like being able to be myself fully, authentically. I didn't have nothing to hide. I always stood on that. Still don't. It is what it is. Like, I'm going to continue to call it their bullshit. I don't care. These people are frauds. These people are cons, and they get off on exploiting tragedies like this. This should not be okay. It doesn't matter. Nobody should ever have to go through this during the worst point in time in their lives. Nobody deserves this shit.
I went to the kitchen to see if he's there. What do you mean? You'd pass the kitchen to get to him. You have to walk through the kitchen to get to him.
By the way, the live stream that I got doxxed on is still up in my comment section. It's called Beaver Butt Juice. That was the title, and it's always stayed. So if you want to see how it all went, there you go.
I believe they're telling people that, at least, and Chris said this, he said, for a fact, I know of 2 or 3 that hit on the pond.
We did.
No,
Right.
they didn't. Right? I believe that nobody talks to their husband for 3 hours. I believe.
Oh, Wendy, you don't know about that? Yes. So anybody that questions them or calls them out, yeah, they dox. Absolutely. They will dig into everything to try and silence the people that call them out. 100%. That's been happening all along.
That if a mother hears a thud when her child is in the house and she's alone at night, she hears a thud, she's going to check on him. And that's not anyone pulling this out of this is not a social media influencer as much as they want to say. That is what Chris and Katie has stated. Everything there. Everything that I just said, Chris and Katie has stated. Did he have shoes on? No. Right? Said he wouldn't wake him up for school. Looked everywhere. So you thought the next thing you thought you'd go to the kid, he might be in the kitchen. Well, the kitchen is closer to your bedroom than it is his. You have to walk through the kitchen. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Yeah, in frigid weather.
Listen to him.
Distraction, because a lot of what has been out there in some of the social media channels has been rumors.
He is pissed about this positive update. No update, but the positive reinforcement here to keep hope. That's what this gave to so many people, in my opinion, that he could still be out there. He could still be alive. Check your properties. Look for places teenagers could hide. We don't suspect foul play. The parents have been cooperating. Positive, positive, positive about a 15-year-old missing child. And he is pissed about this. He is pissed that this was a positive thing. Think about that for a second, people. Think about how pissed he is that their theories aren't being broadcast on mainstream media by law enforcement.
And speculations and theories, and some of that has been advanced, and people have caught a hold of it as if it's what's really happening. That has resulted in us getting information that is either, like I said, distracting. It's taking away time and effort from what the agencies need to be doing.
Now, I do agree with her on that. If you don't have firsthand knowledge, it's...
Sorry, guys. Bella keeps trying to tell my cats off. She's being mouthy this morning.
There's no sense in calling the TBI because they want firsthand knowledge. They don't want information that, oh, my sister's brothers, aunts, uncles, third nephew, twice removed said. But also, shit, it doesn't sound like they've got anything. No hit because he got in car, in garage, and didn't walk away. I agree, Boo. I agree.
As far as looking for Sebastian. We have had so far, as of this morning, 314 tips that have come in through the tip.
Sarah, I highly disagree with you because I've seen him maneuver for so many months. Well, almost 2 years now. When his theories and speculation and wild bullshit that he continues to put in the middle of these cases do not get attention from law enforcement and they go against what their theories are and they don't come out and say, Chris Proudfoot is a suspect, they get fighting downright pissed.
Line. It's been mentioned, but I'll say it again. It's 1-800-TBI-FINE. We're also taking tips through email.
Carla says, to be fair, when my husband worked.
Hold on. Somebody had a question I wanted to answer. This is also the guy that Remy, he found pictures of the house on a realtor site online, and he did a play-by-play of each bedroom in the house, Sebastian's, everything. And they questioned the safety of this family. Like, it's unbelievable. Unfucking believable. And he's done that time and time again. I know that they did that in the Soto case in Texas, not Madeline Soto. The tragedy, the 9-month pregnant, shit, the name's slipping me. Last name was Soto. Her and her fiance, and she was 9 months pregnant. He went through the accused people at the time, went through their house, showing room by room by room. He has done it to Dre McRae, whose husband unfortunately took his life. They did it to her. They've done it to so many people of doing the same thing with the floor plans of their house.
Worked out of town, we did sometimes have 3 phone calls, especially
me
3-hour phone
Anna.
calls, especially if there was big news job. Did you talk 3 hours like every day? I mean, there's no way in hell I would talk to my husband 3 hours a day. I'll just be honest with you.
That's so fucking weird that they make such a big deal out of the fact that the family had communication, like that Chris and Katie talked. Kyle and I talk all day long. And when he comes home, when he's gone, we're on the phone constantly. Constantly. I'm sorry, I like my partner. And it's nothing to do with control. If anybody knows, Kyle definitely doesn't control me at all, but I enjoy him. I miss him when he's away.
What time did Katie usually go into work during the week? And that's a great question, September. I wish I knew that, but I don't know. I'll try to find that out for you though.
War Eagle, just so you know that normally I fucking ignore Crime Sleuth and she's blocked over here. That's not a back and forth with her. It's just she's a piece of shit. That's the way it is. She doesn't get much attention over here. I blocked her like a year and a half ago when she pulled the shit of releasing phone calls on Betty, and I don't like Betty, but I could tell it right then and there what she was, and that's just what it is.
So, hey, Miss Ryan, I'd like to.
I also am in the group, though, that thinks that being silent and not giving these people the attention that they deserve and calling them out for their fucked behavior and the continual exploitation of children's cases doesn't really do anything either. At this point, all we can do is name and shame them. All we can do until laws actually change and this shit actually stops, where they continue or they're stopped from involving themselves in active investigations. I will continue to call out the bullshit. And if that means giving her some of the attention, it's not going to be the attention she wants. Trust and believe.
To know if Katie wasted time putting clothes on before she went out to look for him. Oh, good question. See, it's the simple things. It's the simple things that always make you go, yeah, there's that. I'd be in my PJs screaming, waking up the whole hood. Yeah. And I agree with that. I'm in my house coat right now. Well, my camera's not on. Talk 3 hours if you ask for a divorce. Well, they were supposedly, not having.
Y'all, this is sped up 1.5 times. This is how. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh. This is why Spanky doesn't get called out very often, because he is absolutely painful to watch. Abso-fucking-lutely painful to watch.
It's kind of rocky. Yeah, I agree with that. This update has actually fueled suspicion. I think, honest to God, it's better for them not to even do a freaking update with this. Do a press release. Do a press release, because this just fires people up.
It gives people hope. And tell me again, Sarah, do you hear the tone in his voice? Let me slow it down for you so you can hear the tone of where I'm saying he's pissed. Again, you're entitled to your feelings on that you don't think he's pissed, that you think that it was just a non-update. He's pissed.
That's all it does. Love you, Lori. This just fires people up.
It's pissed Spanky.
Which is tips to TBI, TBI, at tbi.tn.gov. What's next?
Y'all keep commenting good stuff, so I pause every 3 seconds. Right, but they tell many stories, many discrepancies. Did the cops take photos of the house that will show, was Sebastian's bed made, Katie's bed made? Yeah, exactly. And let me tell you something. To me, it's sus as hell that these parents, every time they do an interview, it is totally different. I mean, it's always something.
God, I can't listen to him in regular speed. But this is Spanky pissed. This is his pissed voice.
There's truth is eternal. It's universal. It's like, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. Why do they keep changing their story? Now, some people say, well, they might have forgot this, they might have forgot that. Well, so you forgot what your kid was wearing at first? You forgot that? Oh, okay.
Can you fucking imagine, to my family members in the chat that have ever had a loved one go missing, can you imagine how sporadic your brain would be trying to remember all of these details? My girls go to bed every night, and I don't sit there and stare at the clothes down to everything that's on their feet that they're wearing. They're putting pajamas on. I would have a hard time in that state of mind trying to recall every detail of what they're wearing. When you're in an emotional state, it is hard to recall details. That is normal. Tori, she's blocked over here. 100% openly blocked. I don't fuck with people like that. There's no back and forth. This isn't a needed her to defend herself, nothing like that. She is blocked here and has been for like a year and a half. No, I don't deal with shit like that. So I don't need to hurt it in my chat.
I mean, there's so much. There's so much. You was sleeping on the couch. No, you was laying in the bed. Oh, he said, honey, did you hit your head? And then
Remy, we do have cameras, so I would be able to recall like that information, but I can see why you do that. Like, honestly, nowadays and age, I don't blame anybody for doing that. But in the emotional state, like for people to not remember or recall those details, it's not a red flag to me.
there's, oh, I just heard a thud. Then it was, whatever you're doing in there, be quiet. And then it was, oh, honey, do you feel okay? Or not, do you feel okay? But are you okay? I mean, just 1,000 different stories. The one that baffles me is how quickly dispatch knew he had no shoes on. In a panic, running around for him, I wouldn't have checked until someone would have asked me. I don't know, let me go look. Yeah. Yeah. TBI, please.
Another question I have for all of you in the chat. Do every one of you know every single pair of shoes your child has? Is that something you guys know too? That every single pair of shoes that your child has? Maybe I'm different because I have a 14 and 15, well, 13 and 14, almost 14 and 15-year-old, and they're very similar, but I can't remember all of the pairs of shoes that they own. Would I notice like if the main ones that they normally wear are wrong? Yeah. Or missing? Yeah. But there's some that they have a ton of flip-flops that I wouldn't even register that a pair was missing. I have no clue. Okay, so yours only has 2 that he wears, so you would notice. Yeah, I genuinely wouldn't. And that's truthful. Like I have never gone through and documented every single thing. Again, cameras would pick it up. But that's not something you do know because you bought them. I can understand. Maybe it's because I have 2 that are very close in age, but that's not something that stands out to me either. 2 pairs that he wears. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. My girls stick to the same shoes that they typically like, but they have hundreds of pairs of flip-flops between the 2 of them that one of those pairs could be missing. And I wouldn't register it truthfully. That's 100% truthful. But again, I have cameras.
We want people, as Chief Evans said, to continue to remain vigilant, get get Sebastian's picture out there, continue to share his picture, his information. Now that it's getting to be nicer, well, not today with the weather, but now that the weather has turned warmer, people may be more inclined to be in their yards. If you go out and see anything that looks different, let us know. Something where perhaps a teenager.
Okay, how can we suspect footprints? How can we expect a dog scent when there's not even one walking out of his house? Oh, wait. Oh.
See how upset he is about this? See how upset this is? This is when they don't get their narrative pushed.
I'll wait for that one. How can I expect seeing a footprint, a shoe print, a dog scent, anything like that when there's not even that out of his house? Not a camera? Nothing. Yeah, after a month. I mean, I don't understand.
I go back to Alicia Navarro. 4 years. Missing from here in Arizona. Had no clue. Family never gave up hope. Her mom is incredible. Continued to advocate. Continued to get her name out there. Was drug across social media. 4 years later, she walks into a police department in Havre, Montana, wanting to know how to get an ID.
I don't understand. I mean, now that the weather's getting prettier, people are out in their yards more. Yeah, well, that's true. But, you know, if there was anything to suggest that he actually walked out the door, then yeah. But there's nothing to suggest he ever walked out of the door. There's nothing. He didn't even take his shoes.
So again, they're trying to put it into the narrative that something had to have happened in the house. He wasn't able to walk himself out of the house. Something nefarious happened inside of the house. Somebody took him outside of the house, blah, blah, blah.
Who would forget their shoes at 26 degrees? Especially someone who is very sensitive to textures, the thing, the way things feel, sound. No.
Danger could have.
Again, I go back to, they don't want a positive outcome in this. If you listen to this interview today and this update, which wasn't really much of an update, but for me, it gave me so much hope because they're not giving up hope. The family's not giving up hope. And that's what we do. We rally around the people that are going through the hardest time and lift them up and continue to have hope that Sebastian will come home alive and well. That is what we do. That is our job as a society, is to lift up the other families that are going through a tragedy like this, because at any point in time, it could be any of us, especially if you have a child with special needs who has elopement issues. You know that this is your worst fucking fear, your worst fear. And as special needs mamas and daddies, and even parents, non-parents, anything, we rally around those that are going through shit like this, because none of us would want to walk a day in those shoes. None of us fucking would want to go through what these people have been doing to this family. Is there inconsistencies? Is there problems? Yes, of course. We can find them in anybody's life. If you go looking for that shit, you can find it in anybody's. I've said it straight out so many times. If you pull my part of life, my life apart, holy hell, the stories you guys could have. Holy hell, if one of my girls, I told my girls the other day, in fact, Alana was listening to some of the conversation about autism, and she is autistic, and she said, are they stupid? That was exactly about adults, because of the misinformation that they are spreading about autism. Her flat out words, are they stupid? About adults, because the ignorance that continues to be spread, everybody's an expert on autism. It's a spectrum for a reason, because every case is so different. And to hear people talk about, well, this is what you would expect. Oh, they're afraid of bugs, so they wouldn't go outside. That was what she was hearing, the bug part.
Hidden. If you have a large amount of property in the area, or something that has any kind of holes or unstable footing or ledges where, again,
Bree, I do too. She is an incredible little girl.
Where a teen could have gone to hide or to play, and you don't feel comfortable checking it out, let us know. We'll get somebody from law enforcement to go out there with you, or to check it out themselves. We just want to make sure that every stone is unturned, that there's no stone left unturned, that we want people to make sure that we are looking everywhere we can. We do want to continue to get the tips, but please make it, don't provide information that you might have seen through social media channels. If you have information about Sebastian, about conversations you might have.
And right there, he doesn't pause and say, oh shit, that's what we've been doing, is flooding the tip lines with fake information.
Had with him, things he likes to do, places he likes to go, any people he may have mentioned that are in his life.
All right, let's cover that. Let's cover that. Did he, what was the thing that Sebastian wanted the most? Was friends, right? That was what he wanted. His mom even said, and his Chris said, the only thing he wanted was friends, right? He didn't talk to anybody outside of his home.
Okay.
That I'm aware of.
And?
Right? Allegedly, but Seth says he has had friends. I mean, I think Seth obviously is a wonderful dad, and I think he let Sebastian, be a normal 15-year-old kid as much as possible. And, he probably let him talk a lot more. But, from his phone and stuff, he wasn't able to talk to anybody. I mean, and if someone did pick him up, well, wouldn't you see him walking out the door? Wouldn't you see it on a camera of some sort? Wouldn't he have taken his shoes? Wouldn't he have taken a coat? Wouldn't he have taken his phone? Can you imagine a 15-year-old not taking their phone? No way. Thank you, Missy B. Mia. Thank you, my love. I appreciate your support. Really means a lot. Thank you, my love.
We've seen a lot of situations similar.
His dad said he had friends at school. I saw a video of playing video games with other kids. Yeah, well, Chris and Katie, they like to say, he wasn't invited at places. That's their words, not mine. Their words.
And so what? So what? Again, we take it at face value of what the parents say. They say he wasn't invited to extra thing. Okay, so where are you trying to go with this? What is this about? Again, trying to compare Chris and Seth. They lift Seth up on this pedestal. Meanwhile, y'all, and again, I am in team, we don't bash the parents, but in the reality of the situation, there has been the same thing said about Seth that there has been about Chris. They just are choosing to elevate the stuff about Chris and ignore the stuff about Seth, but it's out there. It's been said. There's been the same type of shit said about Seth that there was about Chris. And that's the reality. So that's why we believe people at face value when they're going through a tragedy like this. Until law enforcement tells us otherwise, that's all we have to go on.
I would not want to bring my friends home if Chris was there. Yeah. God, no.
Thank you, Bree. This 15-year-old doesn't have a phone. Should have known that one, Wonder Weasel. Yeah. My girls don't have phones. Not at all. And they don't really have an interest in it either. If they want to call somebody, they ask to use my phone.
There was exactly, Chad. There was no point in it. No point in it.
My girls don't either, y'all in the comments. I hear you. My girls don't get invited to places either. And they're okay with that. We have a blast. They would love to have friends and be accepted. But this is where parents fail our kids. Let me remind you, hate is taught. Hate is taught. Inclusion should be taught, but hate is. Inclusion and telling people that it's okay to be different. Kids in school, it's okay to be different. It's allowed. It's acceptable. It's humans. We're all different. Thank God for that. But inclusion should be taught, and instead hatred is taught. Kids are way more accepting of other children with disabilities than adults are. That hatred and the awkwardness is taught. That's learned behavior.
Thank you, Magdalene Moondragon. We want you home. Godspeed, Sebastian. You are so very loved. We are your friends too. Sebastian Strong. Amen, Magdalene. It's Magdalene, sorry. That was my grandma. I love that name. Magdalene. That was one of my grandmother's names. Well, Crime Sleuthin, they said, here, we're not even far into it. Or the TBI said something, so it's not that big of a deal.
Here,
I won't talk.
we wanted to.
Crime Sleuthin is over there, of course, making her little fucking tour of bullshit.
Know how invested everybody is in the search for Sebastian, in finding out what happened to him and bringing him home. And we wanted to let everybody know he's not been forgotten. Nobody's forgotten about him. Nobody has given up looking for him. At the beginning of this investigation, there was a large land search for him. It was very visible. There were also waterways, lakes, ponds that were searched. There were aerial searches with helicopters and drones and fixed wing planes. They were done at night. They were done on weekends. They were done during the day. That was very visible, and it was something everybody was able to see. But we want to let you know that even though there is not that high visibility in investigating this case, that we are not
possible.
This is, it's gone back to what could be considered good old-fashioned police work. Interviewing individuals, re-interviewing individuals, checking out leads, rechecking leads. We have been working with other law enforcement agencies who have had, in other jurisdictions, who have perhaps had some complex cases of their own that they worked on to get tips from them. We have had, this day of technology with everyone having cell phones and doorbells and ring bells and surveillance cameras. That, as you can imagine, has been a bit of a chore to be able to collect all those and then review them. It's important to know what's out there. We have been reviewing that, reviewing it again. We have had.
Meanwhile, these people continue to tell you that you shouldn't have faith in law enforcement because they're not doing enough. They're not fucking doing enough yet. They're not.
Other agencies involved. The FBI has been helpful in that. Secret Service has also been helpful in that.
Secret Service has been helpful. These people aren't just sitting by doing nothing like these misinformation cronies continue to push out here.
So we're just trying to do whatever we can to keep advance the investigation. It has not gone to a place where anybody has forgotten about him or is not pursuing this. The parents have been cooperative throughout at the beginning of the investigation. They have pretty much done whatever law enforcement has asked of them.
Take a lie detector test, Chris.
At this point,
they haven't asked him to. Spanky, shut the fuck up, Spanky. Mind your business, Spanky.
Don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved.
They don't have any indication that there's a criminal element involved. But just like Summer's case, they don't have any reason to believe that, anything.
But we are keeping options open. We don't know.
And he says bullshit as he starts it up again. Anyways, you guys get the point. You get the point of what he's doing. Nothing will ever be enough for these people. Nothing will ever be enough. They continue to want the best or the worst outcome, in my opinion. Sarah, I don't find that funny. JLR is an absolute creep, and people should be scared for their safety around him. He is not to be trusted. I understand that people don't like the Wells, but again, they're not in handcuffs. Summer still is missing, and all the bullshit that social media has done with that. I find that to be disturbing. That's stalking. Like, again, law enforcement has not said that they're responsible for anything. Like, I don't find how it's fucking funny to harass the parents of missing children. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Do some of you not have hearts? Like, you can have your thoughts and feelings on Candace and Dawn. Yeah. I'm going to be nice because you're obviously not the other Sarah, but what is it with the Sarahs today? Come on, people. Like, would you want that done to you if your child was missing? I fucking can't. Like, what is happening to you people? Are we so desensitized that, oh, War Eagle, fire away, fire in the hole. War Eagle's back there. Yeah, Bree's probably right. Yeah, what is funny about that? Because the look on her face, because a guy that's spent multiple years in prison is at your door harassing you, like, do you see what's happening to Brandy, Sarah? Do you realize that the same people that they've done stuff to Brandy Neal too? Yeah, it's not funny to me either, just for you, 24/7. No, not at all. Yeah, they back the blue. They continue to say that they back the blue, but meanwhile trying to put out the theory that law enforcement is incompetent, that they can't do. Oh, leave it to Beaver. Feel free. Fire away. Yeah, Stephanie, absolutely. Autism is a spectrum for a reason. It looks different from person to person. I'm definitely not an expert in autism because it's a whole, there's so much to learn. And it changes as they grow up and you learn new things and yeah. Oh, twin thing. I don't know. I'll have to look into that one. I don't know anything about Harley Dill's case. I'll have to look it up. No, Coco, I said that the other day. I did a whole live the other day because it kept me up thinking about what they do for this. Like, this is, yeah, JLR, he's doing the same thing he did. Okay, leave it to Beaver. Thank you. He's doing the same thing to Don Wells to Chris that he did to Don Wells. Same fucking thing. Yeah, Bird, and I agree with you, but it's like, where is these people have no boundaries either, and they don't have a line. They don't fit into any of those tiers, in my opinion. These people don't, because they have no integrity. They have no morals. They live in these bubbles that none of this will ever happen to them. So they're okay with exploiting other people's tragedies. I don't know. That's a pretty interesting SWTC. It makes me so mad because I'll be the first to say law enforcement fucks shit up. First, we need reform. We need a lot of stuff. But when you are actively trying to discredit law enforcement's integrity in a missing persons case, especially a child, you're a fucking sick fuck. Yeah, Lana, it does. It really does. Hey, Am, love you. Maybe some people need to hear from a parent that had a child kidnapped. My children and I had our full name, address put on the news. We were harassed and stalked. Yeah, Am, Yeah, you've been through hell and back. 100%. Mystery, I have not been able to prove that yet. I've heard that rumor, but I've never heard anything with this. There's a huge problem with the followers. Absolutely. Yeah. Honestly, if we're going to be truthful about this, let's be truthful. This isn't true crime. This is not true crime. True crime is an offshoot that is very different than this. This is exploitation. This is 100% pure exploitation, profiting off of pain and suffering. That's all this is. This is not true crime. This is not victim focused. This is not anything that's been integrity, none of that stuff. This is, thank you, War Eagle. This is not any of that. Not at all. And most of these people out here claiming that they're advocating on behalf of Sebastian don't even fucking have a clue what the word advocate means, nor have they ever done anything to educate themselves on what being an actual advocate is. None of them. They're not victim focused. They don't care. They disparage the victim's loved ones. This is over and over again. Yeah, this isn't even trauma, in my opinion. Yeah. It's gotten to be too much. Yeah, Lindsay, I agree with that. I agree. So many of them then do. So many of them do. Spanky, the same thing. And Spanky doesn't need the money. Let's be clear. Like Spanky is, he's not about the money aspect because his husband is loaded. We know that. But it's some sort of sick fetish for him. And I'll be honest, that's what it is with him. It's not about the money. It's about the clicks and views and attention that he's getting. And the money is just a side effect. He gets off, in my opinion, again, on exploiting these cases. Yeah, Lana K. But they're drawn to this. Like, how do you break that cycle? How do we break that cycle? We're going to continue to talk about it, I guess. We're going to continue to call it out. I mean, laws have to change. We have to start advocating. I was telling you yesterday, I said that one thing I can do is continue to reach out to my local victims advocates who are actual victims advocates and tell them, please, if you're working with a family or loved ones, don't come to social media unless you have vetted the complete situation, because it is now putting people in worse situations. It is putting people in horrible spots when they come to social media asking for help, asking to get their loved one's face and information out there because they're missing or they're endangered or something of that nature. They continue to do this. We have to change laws. And when people get so scared about me saying laws need to change, we need to go to legislature, things have to change. If you even have a thought in your head that it would impact you, you're doing this wrong. Because those people who have integrity and morals intact would never do this to begin with. They get themselves involved in cold cases. They get themselves involved in trials where there's not all of this exploitation. When you are actively involving yourself in active cases like this time and time again, and it's this very specific type of cases, children's cases, white children, it is what it is, but that's what they do. And they continue to harm these cases. They're going to put somebody's safety. Well, they do. They put people's safety at risk all the time. Somebody's going to get harmed. And somebody's not going to get the justice that they deserve because of the bullshit that these people do. Sarah, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I can understand if you followed that case for a long time and have differences of opinion. No, Annie, you're not blocked. You're not blocked. Yeah. No, you're right. They are impeding. Yep, she did, Wolfie, and people were just eating it up. They were just right there. No, and it's against terms of service, Angel, but YouTube won't do anything. And the sad thing is YouTube's profiting off of it. YouTube is profiting off of this. When Leslie from the TBI said in an update, it's looking more and more like Summer walked away. People lost their shit. They want the worst outcome, in my opinion. I agree with you guys. Something has to change, y'all. Something has to change. I get so sick of people talking about, well, you're exploiting. No, I'm exploiting the exploiters. 100%. I have no problems about that. But YouTube, until there's, I hate to say it, but the only thing that brings change is when you hit people in the pocketbook. When it starts costing people money and their pocketbook is impacted, that's when things will change. Yeah, absolutely filed 2020. I agree with you, Sebastian Law. Here's my thing, and I'm going to say this again. I asked you guys this the other day. Please continue to document for this family threats, live streams that you see deleted, anything like that. Please continue to compile and keep it safe, because I'm very hopeful that one of these days, this family or a family in the future will sue the ever-loving socks out of these people. Something has to change, and they have to be financially impacted in order to make a change. That's where I stand on this. So continue to please documenting what's going on, what you see, the threats. I got one the other day. Hold on, let me show you. This is what they did in Quentin Simon's case too, but it was Molly that they were trying to amp up to do stupid shit, and she did. She fucking did. She did all of it with no qualms about it. And if anybody's believing JLR shit, you need your head examined. Sorry, not sorry. JLR is one of the worst. Okay, let me show you that. Oh, there's a glare. So it's a screenshot. It says, I believe BHB should go protest at the House. They both have short tempers and most likely will snap, in my opinion. They're putting this out there intentionally. That's the same thing they did with BJ and Quentin Simon. They took people down there to push them, to push and push and push on these families to get them to snap, because they know that they're emotional. They're in a very bad state. Can you imagine just dealing with this? And then they encourage people like BHB to go down there and amp up the temperature, like pour gasoline on an already lit fire to get them to snap, because then they can get them put in jail. That was the intent in Quentin Simon. We have video after video of Molly saying that shit. She wanted that to happen. They're doing it again in this one. This was just the other day. In fact, let me unblur it so I can tell you whose chat it's from. Let me revert it to original. Oh, fuck, oh dear. Look at that. It's from T-Revs. It's that one with the B next to it. I believe BHB. It's from T-Revs. Yeah, thank God she's gone. Yeah, Terry, look at what Terry or Upchurch is doing though too. Upchurch is doing the same shit. He is explaining cases too and tragedies. He must have an album coming out. That guy's completely lost his mind. Anyways, okay, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. To all the new subs, thanks for subbing up. There's been a lot of new faces around here because this is branching into a new community. And I appreciate you guys all being here. I appreciate you wearing your helmets with me. Hey, thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Just For You 24/7. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Wolfie. I appreciate all of you guys. We got to continue to do this. And I'm so thankful. Like, it makes me incredibly hopeful that there's more people like Bop, Unsupervised Maniacs, and myself, and all of you. Like, you guys are all with us in this fight. And I appreciate that a lot of you lead with empathy first, because none of us would want to walk a day in these parents' shoes. And it should be about the victim, and the victim's Sebastian. And right now, until we have anything else to go on, the family is a victim too. And we can not continue. Hey, Cash, we cannot continue to re-victimize the victims and their families because of profit. And we can't. It's too far. Thank you, Twin Thing. Yeah, right. Sunny Cat isn't the irony of all of this, right? Thank you, Perry. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate you a lot. Okay, y'all. Continue to document, continue to speak out, continue. We might be a little forced, but we're a force to be reckoned with. Fuck these people. That's the best thing I can say. And if I get clipped again saying it, they keep clipping me in this craziest thing. And I'm like, I don't think anybody would expect anything else out of me. it would be really weird if I was over here like, God bless you and shall the Lord keep you. They'd be like, Becky's on drugs. Proud level ones. Yes. All right, y'all. Thank you, Still in Leather. Thank you, Kathy P. Yes. Sebastian, keep the hope, you guys. Please keep the hope alive. We've seen things like this happen. We've seen it. We got to keep the hope alive and quit thinking the worst. Sebastian needs to know he matters. And I can't even imagine if he was to see what social media has said about his family or him for that matter right now. And he's 15. Autism or not, he's 15. He's smart. Kids are smart, but this is a lot. If he was already struggling, this is too much. So yeah, middle finger salute. My mom, I was on the phone with my mom on Easter. I have to tell you guys this right quick because it is kind of funny. So I talked to my mom for an hour and a half on Easter, and I was just kind of giving her she was asking, what we've been talking about and stuff lately. And I told her that I got clipped flipping somebody off and like telling them to F off. And she's like, shocking. And she goes, did you give him the whole bouquet? So my mom's got rheumatoid arthritis really bad. And ever since I was little, when people would piss her off, she can't bend her fingers very well because of her RA. So she gives them the whole bouquet. And she's like, that's the fucking whole bouquet. Okay. All of them are middle fingers. My mom's in her 70s, but she was like, did you give him the whole bouquet? And I was like, no, I'll do it next time, Mom, though, just for you. So, oh, Sunny Cat, you have a lot. I do a wide variety of stuff. And it's always involved with victims and tragedies and people exploiting the victims. So yeah, the whole bouquet. Anyways, all right, you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys all stay safe out there. Yes, of course, Janice. Thank you guys for being here and accepting me for all my cussing people out. It's like therapy for me, though. It's really healing. More of you should try it. Absolutely, Annie. Can anyone agree to disagree about some creators? And I live in Tennessee. The TBI has major issues. No, Brooke, I will agree with you on the Tennessee stuff. I agree. I support BJ. Doesn't mean I agree. Oof, Brooke. Well, I can understand the support of BJ to the extent of if you didn't realize she was racist, if you didn't realize the ignorant shit that she said, like that's where I can agree with parts of your comment. Thanks, QB. Yeah, we're all back on focus. I'm so proud of everybody. Everybody's back on it. Thank you for calling it out too. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you, Deets. Thank you, Queen B. Thank you, everybody. Kathy P, Granny's watching, everybody around us. I'm missing a shit ton. Tragedy Pimps Exposed. I could go on and on. And I'm drawing a blank. Brittany J. Brittany J is who that is. You have to push the right button, Brooke. I'm not going to yell at you. There's no, it's 2024. I'm sorry. Again, I go back to, we're talking about a 15-year-old child with autism, okay? Since they've tried to diminish him down to his diagnosis, that pisses me off. But when you are so ignorant in 2024 that you allow racist rants and tirades on your panel, that's where we're trying to talk about people with special needs. And we're condoning racism and misinformation about special needs as is into the arena of sexual assault. Sexual assault survivors deserve their voices too. And it diminishes so much when you do stuff like that. If you're looking at it from a victim standpoint, there's no maneuvering there that's going to be okay with me. Again, I can take and leave pieces of creators too. Like there's certain things that we're always going to agree with, but racism has no place in 2024 if we're pushing inclusion. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, welcome in, y'all. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Sarah, have a great day. And I'm glad you thought about your comment and what you said too. Yeah. If this makes people think, that's all that matters, right? Because there's no place in this. Any of us could be in those shoes tomorrow. And if you would be okay with them doing this to your family, I'd end up in a jail cell, straight up. And I'm not going alone. There's probably going to be a few Islanders with me. So have a great day, y'all.